It's Wednesday, October 29th. Today on Your Morning Atlantic, remembering Ivan Court, the former mayor of St. John, has passed away. Your top news headlines just ahead.
And we'll talk about the state of the softwood lumber industry in New Brunswick and the latest tariff impact. That conversation in our first hour. Plus, spooktacular Halloween DIYs. Our friend Denise Weil will share 4 simple ideas to help make it the creepiest day possible. All that and more coming up on the Wednesday edition of CTV's Your Morning Atlantic. Come on in, it's a Wednesday, October 29th, just cresting upon 6:01, and look who's in the house today, our dear friend Suzanne.
Good morning. Good morning, ladies. Bright and early. This is my first time tackling the 3 hours.
Yes.
Tavia took the day, so you're in, and we're with you every step of the way, Suzette. You're going to love the new format.
Yeah, I'm excited.
And also, too, you may notice on the set, we have an addition, too, to the set today.
Well, yes.
Suzette Bellevaux.
I woke up happy, so that's good. I mean, I went to bed happy. I went to bed late, but happy, as I'm sure many of you did, with the big Blue Jays win last night, tying up the World Series. So I had to bring my rally towel from Toronto with me.
Oh my gosh, that's so good.
Yeah,
that is so good.
Well, in case viewers don't follow you on social media, I mean, you got to go see one of the Jays games.
Yeah, we were at 2 of the ALCS games, the 2 they lost against the Mariners, but that's fine. I said to my husband, it doesn't matter at this point. They won the ALCS, we were there, and now they're in the World Series. It's tied 2-2, and last night's win solidifies that they will all make the trip back to Toronto for game 6.
That's amazing. Let's just hope the momentum continues into tonight. Only time will tell. In the meantime, weather-wise, you're feeling in our weather. What are you seeing today?
Yeah, you know what? Today's a good day, and a beautiful shot here of the pier in Halifax. One of the Norwegian Cruise Line ships is docked, all lit up this morning. And you know what? It's going to be a nice fall day across the region. The daytime highs in the low to mid-teens, mainly cloudy with some sunny breaks. You can see our current temperatures right now as they continue to climb on this Wednesday morning. Midweek, it's already 6 in Halifax. And you know what? When I stepped out today, I thought, oh, it's not too bad. My windshield wasn't frosted or anything. That's good news. 7 in Yarmouth, 0 in St. John, -2 in Fredericton, still a little chilly in parts of New Brunswick, -5 in Edmundston, 8 in Sydney, 3 in St. John's. You're going to have a nice day too. 4 in St. Anthony, 7 in Happy Valley, Goose Bay. So not bad right now. Across the region, you can see a little bit of that cloud coverage I was talking about on our satellite radar this morning. As for wind, well, not too bad. It's going to be at 20 in Lunenburg right now, your wind, 15 in Yarmouth, but pretty calm parts of New Brunswick. Those wind gusts virtually non-existent, just a little bit along coastal areas in Lunenburg and Canso. All right, your full forecast is coming up, but right now Amanda has a look at your news headlines.
Thank you, Suzette. We begin in New Brunswick, where former St. John Mayor Ivan Court has died. In a statement last night, the city notes Court was a lifelong St. Johner, educator and public servant. He served 14 years on Common Council, including 4 as mayor from 2008 to 2012. Flags on municipal buildings have been ordered to half-mast in his honor. A Halifax youth has been charged in connection with a disturbing online network that police say glorifies extreme violence, blackmail, self-harm, and animal abuse.
We believe the youth we arrested had, over time, communicated with hundreds of young people worldwide.
The minor is also facing several child pornography-related charges. The arrest of the Halifax youth followed a tip from the National Child Exploitation Crime Center in Ottawa. Police say there's no evidence to indicate there are any local victims. The youth isn't being treated as a victim at this point either, but police say that investigation continues. Police also urging parents are also warning parents, rather, about the dangers of online activity and to be more vigilant of their child's behavior. The youth has been released from custody under certain conditions and will appear in court later this week. St. John police have arrested and charged a second person with first-degree murder in connection to the death of a man last week. Police found an unconscious 41-year-old man after a weapons call in the Taylor Avenue area last Monday. The victim was taken to a hospital but later died. Officers arrested a 36-year-old man at a University Avenue business that same day. Kieran Lopez is facing a first-degree murder charge. Police arrested a second man Monday. Hunter Floyd has also been charged with first-degree murder. A man is dead following a 3-vehicle collision in Cape Breton. This crash happened just before 8 a.m. Tuesday on the Lingan Road in the community of River Ryan. A man in his 80s was pronounced dead at the scene. 3 people in another vehicle were taken to hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. The cause of the crash is still under investigation. The New Brunswick Teachers Association is calling on the province to release its strategy for the retention and recruitment of certified teachers. The association says getting and keeping teachers in the province is its #1 priority. To help achieve that, the group has made 4 recommendations, including additional time and resources for teachers, prioritizing certified professionals and learning, and valuing indicators of student success. One of those pillars has already seen benefits with a 2 PD days a month pilot program.
The fact that they have that chance to collaborate with colleagues, to be more responsive to student needs, to just have the time to really make sure that they are nailing it, that they're doing their jobs well. So the positive feedback so far, and we look forward to seeing the data as the program rolls out.
Over the next 5 years, upwards of 1,300 Anglophone teachers and another 157 principals and vice principals will be eligible for retirement. To Trenton, Nova Scotia now, where residents say their patience is wearing thin. A leaky roof is just one of the issues being brought forward in this community. It's at this aging middle school. It and the elementary school, both half a century old. For a decade, provincial leaders have pledged to build a new school, but it hasn't happened yet.
It's not a good school. It's not healthy, and our kids deserve a lot better than what we have right here.
Like, the building is very dated, and they just basically slap paint on things, and nothing has really changed.
The province tells CTV News it recognizes the need for a new school in Trenton and remains committed to building it, although the project is still in the site selection phase. Finally, the Toronto Blue Jays have evened the World Series after a 6-2 win over the LA Dodgers at Dodger Stadium.
Hit well to deep left center. And this one will go.
Vladimir Guerrero Jr. hit a 2-run homer off Shohei Ohtani in the 3rd inning to spark the victory. The 6-2 win came less than 24 hours after Toronto's heartbreaking 18-inning loss in that marathon Game 3. The Jays now regain home field advantage, ensuring the series will be decided at Rogers Center.
Exciting. I still want to jump in the air when I see the home run. You know, that's what we do at home when they
Really?
like,
Do you?
Yeah, when they hit and they run, we're all like, woo, up in the air.
But you are just a dyed-in-the-wool Blue Jays fan.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just on the bandwagon.
It's fun.
And
I
love
welcome
it.
the bandwagoners.
So I have a question. Why does Vladimir Guerrero wear that red sleeve on one?
That's a good question.
You don't know.
Well, I think it's just for protection.
It's like a
they're all-
kind of like
yeah.
support thing.
Yeah, they all have a lot of support, different things. Yep, they all have different things. I don't know why his is always pink. There might be a backstory to that.
Okay.
Yeah, but
So
some players have different things. Like George Springer has the green gloves because of his connection to the Hartford Whalers.
Yeah.
So each one has their own thing. But yeah, very exciting to see what will happen tonight in LA. This is the last home game in LA. Of course, 9 o'clock our time. Late. They're all late.
I know.
And then Friday we go back to Toronto, and then there could be a Game 7. I think it'll be. I've been saying all along, Game 7. It's the World Series. They usually both teams are so talented. They go right to Game 7.
These teams are closely matched.
But it could be a good Halloween night. Of course, Game 6. It's going to be rainy, most likely.
Yeah.
So stay in and watch the Blue Jays. Eat your candy.
Hand out the candy and watch the Jays. Okay, we love. Oh, the kids will be wrapped up by then.
Yeah.
Yeah, by 9.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about plankton, shall we?
Why not?
These microorganisms could be vital to maintaining the world's carbon balance. By themselves, calcifying plankton are smaller than a grain of sand, but together they absorb carbon dioxide from seawater and trap it in their little shells, sometimes for centuries. A recent study found scientists have been overlooking this contribution to slowing climate change. Scientists say the discovery about plankton may show the ocean is more resilient than we thought.
That is so cool.
So you
Little
didn't know that was
powerhouse.
going, but yeah, this is kind of cool. Thank you to Plankton. Little gratitude moment for Plankton right now.
Science to start your day.
Exactly.
All right. Coming up next, too, we're going to share a first look at your national and international news headlines on this Wednesday morning, including the latest on Hurricane Melissa. And Suzette will have our first full look at the forecast. Good morning to you, Moncton. We're looking at Rotary Park, just outside of the Avenir Center. Your full forecast coming up right after this.
Good morning to everyone watching from Newfoundland and Labrador. Beautiful glimmering city lights in St. John's Harbor this morning. Beautiful, and good morning to you all. A nice day if you are in St. John's. The fall weather, it's going to be really nice. And today's weather segment brought to you by ALC.ca. You can see a bit of cloud coverage on our satellite radar this morning, mainly over parts of Nova Scotia, a little bit over Prince Edward Island, but don't let that damper your spirits for midweek. It's going to be quite nice. We'll start in New Brunswick right now and talk about your forecast for today. Fredericton, a mix of sun and cloud, 13 degrees, your daytime high, 14 in Campbellton, sunshine. Not many clouds in the sky there, which is great. And in St. John, 11 degrees, your daytime high with a mix of sun and cloud. 12 in Moncton, light winds across New Brunswick today. For Prince Edward Island, mainly sunny. Similar forecast here. 11 degrees in Tignish, your daytime high. 12 in Summerside, 12 in Charlottetown, 12 in Surrey as well. Just a nice day, light winds in the forecast. For Cape Breton Island and parts of mainland Nova Scotia, 14 in Shetty Camp, sunshine in Sydney, 12 degrees. As we move to eastern parts of Nova Scotia, a mix of sun and cloud, 12 in Antigonish, 13 in Truro, 12 in Amherst, 12 if you are in Sheet Harbor today, increasing cloudiness into the afternoon. And for southwestern Nova Scotia, 12 in Halifax today, a mix of sun and cloud. Nice fall day. Perhaps you're going out for a walk on your lunch break. It's going to be a good one. 12 in Yarmouth with mostly cloudy skies, although there will be some sunny breaks. 12 in Middleton and parts of the Annapolis Valley, and 11 in Bridgewater. Northeasterly winds at 20 for parts of southwestern Nova Scotia today. And as we look to Newfoundland and Labrador for your Wednesday, 11 in St. John's. We were just looking at you. Sunshine. It's going to be really nice Wednesday as we start to wrap up October, believe it or not. 10 in Gander, sunshine. Happy Valley, Goose Bay, 12 degrees and mix of sun and cloud. 9 in Lab City with mostly cloudy skies. And that is a look at your full forecast for this Wednesday. Now we will check in with Amanda.
Thank you, Suzette. Time is 6:15. This morning, Hurricane Melissa has weakened slightly from Category 4 to Category 3, but remains an extremely dangerous major hurricane. Landfall is imminent along Cuba's southeastern coastline. These images shared by a resident in Santiago de Cuba show that flooding has already begun. Rainfall totals remain catastrophic, more than 300 millimeters across eastern Cuba, with isolated 600 millimeter peaks expected to trigger flash floods and landslides. Storm surge up to 4 meters above normal tide levels remains possible along the southeast coast. And Hurricane Melissa was a Category 5 storm when it slammed into Jamaica yesterday, the strongest storm ever to directly hit the island nation of about 3 million people. As of this morning, hundreds of thousands are without power. Officials are also warning floodwaters could contain crocodiles. Airports in Jamaica remain closed, and Global Affairs Canada is issuing travel warnings for the Bahamas, Turks and Caicos, and parts of Cuba and Haiti. CTV's Joy Malvin has more.
Hurricane Melissa smashed into Jamaica with a fury this island nation has never seen. The most powerful storm on the planet brought flooding rain, storm surge, and ferocious winds, hammering popular resort areas, ripping off roofs, uprooting trees and swamping streets, and damaging local hospitals.
We're getting videos of and pictures of severely damaged public infrastructure, hospitals, places of safety. Homes are inundated and flooded.
Officials say only 15,000 people evacuated to shelters, reluctant to leave their homes. And with airports closed, thousands of tourists were left stranded, packed into hotels.
Here is our home away from home as we shelter through the storm.
Some took it all in stride, like Canadian Alex Green.
Oh, I see the low stakes in my resort. I've been told they have a generator and a backup generator and a backup generator for the backup generator.
The storm moved painfully slow, worsening the devastation as it tore through the island.
Flooding is a major issue, not to mention the infrastructure damage of our road network and our bridges and, of course, obviously structures.
The massive storm pushing past Jamaica into Cuba and other islands. The sheer force of it has even stunned some scientists.
They produce 20 to 30% more flooding rains because of the warming of the planet. So the impacts are no longer subtle. We're seeing them play out in the devastating consequences of these storms.
Jamaica's prime minister declared his entire country a disaster area, but says it's still too dangerous to send out search and rescue crews.
CTV's Joy Melvin reporting in Washington. The Prime Minister is in South Korea today, where he will attend the summit of the Asian Pacific Economic Cooperation. U.S. President Donald Trump will also be there, so will China's president. Here is CTV's Judy Trin with more.
Mark Carney shakes hands with his Singapore counterpart, Lawrence Wong, both prime ministers and former economists.
There are many opportunities to build on that leadership, particularly bilaterally between our nations. Everything from clean tech through to logistics, food security, energy security, and beyond.
As the rift grows with the United States, Carney is reaching into his Rolodex, calling on old friends from the finance world to invest in Canada's major projects.
Our Prime Minister is very well connected globally to not just political leaders, but to corporate leaders, leaders of significant investment firms.
In Japan, U.S. President Donald Trump doesn't need to pitch. Sana Takeichi, the country's first female leader, gave Trump a golf club owned by her predecessor, the late Shinzo Abe, and promised to nominate him for the Nobel Peace Prize. Then they signed a deal on critical minerals.
The friendship between the United States and Japan is strong as it can be, and it's thriving, it's prosperous.
Japan, the ally, has also agreed to invest $550 billion in American industry in exchange for 15% baseline tariffs. After avoiding each other in Malaysia, Carney and Trump will both be in South Korea for the Asia-Pacific Economic Summit. Both have bilateral meetings set up with China's Xi Jinping. When asked if Canada would drop EV tariffs, Carney said it's too soon to decide.
There's no preset offer issue. This is the difference between relationship and transaction.
As Carney heads to APEC in South Korea, it's not turbulence that's the concern, but tensions on the ground. Not only has Trump broke off negotiations with Canada, he doesn't even want to meet with the Prime Minister. Judy Trin, CTV News, Singapore.
A quick break here on Your Morning Atlantic. When we return, we'll have your must-see moment from our colleagues at TSN, plus your business headlines. We'll be right back. Please stay with us.
Move Mornings with Aaron and Peter. Weekday mornings on Move 100. The most fun in the morning. And home of the $1,000 minute. Only on Move 100 Halifax.
That was a very sad day, and we have not forgotten. No, certainly thinking of everyone in the Spring Hill area and surrounding communities.
It is now 6:25 and time to check in with our friends at TSN Sports Center for today's must-see moment.
Hey there, Lindsay Hamilton inside the Sports Center newsroom with your must-see moment from Tuesday. And we're taking a trip to Carolina. It is the Golden Knights and Hurricanes. Late in the second period here. Vegas in the power play. Mitch Marner skates towards the net. His pass in front is blocked. Marner looks to pop the rebound. And Freddie Anderson robs him with his stick. Real nice save by the Canes netminder. Reaches way back and takes the goal away from his former Leafs teammate. That right there, your must-see moment. Meanwhile, on Wednesday, you can see Tangerine Raptors basketball. The Rockets are visiting the Raptors. Previewing coverage beginning 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific. That's all for now from the Sports Center newsroom. Have a wonderful Wednesday.
This TSN must-see moment brought to you by J.R. Rahe's Furniture and Appliances.
All right, well, now to your business headlines from our colleagues at BNN.
Cameco mines uranium, and with Brookfield Asset Management, it will work with Washington to build the large reactors. The U.S. will help arrange $80 billion worth of financing and handle approvals. The AI build-out demands an enormous amount of energy. The U.S., like Canada and others, is looking for ways to feed that demand. Cameco shares spiked more than 25% today on news of the agreement. Here are the closing numbers for the day. The Canadian dollar is up to 71.75. West Texas Intermediate crude is down more than $1 to 60.15. Western Canadian Select is down slightly to 48.60. And the TSX gained 143 points today. Those are your business headlines. I'm Marilla Fernandez.
Thank you, Marilla. All right, looking at your 3-day forecast. Today in New Brunswick, a mix of sun and cloud, 11 degrees. And then tomorrow, sunshine in the province. Beautiful fall day as we start to wrap up October 13. And then Friday, there is rain coming for Halloween. I know, as meteorologist Kayla Mitchell was mentioning, hoping that's more of a morning, afternoon affair, but we will see and keep an eye on that. And 16 in New Brunswick. Friday in Nova Scotia, very similar forecast. 12 today, a mix of sun and cloud. Sunshine tomorrow, absolutely beautiful fall day. 14 for your Thursday, that overnight low 10, and then that rain moving in overnight into Friday with a high of 17. Prince Edward Island, sunshine, 12 degrees, that overnight low dips to 7. Thursday, a mix of sun and cloud, 14, beautiful day, and 15 showers in the forecast for the island, a high of 15. All right, it's 6:27. We'll be right back.
Coming up this half hour, what was the Halloween treat you did not want to get in your treat bag? We want to know for today's Move Morning Chat. Candy corn, popular answer. We'll find out. That's just ahead.
Hey, good morning. It is 6:31. Thank you so much for joining us. Amanda, Crystal, and Suzette in for Latavia this morning. Great to have you. So yeah, we're talking about Halloween snacks, and I have to say I am very proud that we have not opened the Halloween boxes we have for the kids to give out. I was tempted, but haven't done it yet.
Well, here's a question for you. Just because we all live in kind of different parts of, the Halifax region. Do you make little treat bags to give to kids? Do you just, grab like a handful of a few little candies to give to the kids? Do you give full-size bars? What's your game plan? What's your Halloween game plan?
Ooh, well, for us, it's a mixture. So we have a mixture of chips, like gummy candy and chocolate, and it just depends. We get a lot of kids, so I find we can't do the big treat bags. We're a pretty good hot spot, so it depends on how the night's going.
Okay. Yeah, we used to do the bag. Like up until last year, I did the bags. I think this year I might just do. I have chocolate bars and like Starburst, just to get all stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So maybe I'll just do the old like doot, and then it's kind of fun. You get to have a couple different bags.
Yeah.
How about you, Suze?
Well, being in the country, I don't get a whole lot of kids because we're in a newer subdivision. So if you're coming to my house, you're getting a full-size chocolate bar.
Oh,
full-size.
Nice.
Full size. I got O. Henry's this year.
Oh my gosh, my husband will be popping by. I'll have to get him a costume. There's an apartment building near where I live, and all of the people want to participate in Halloween, but they don't want kids going all through the halls and everything. So they just basically give you a gigantic Ziploc bag filled with candy.
Oh, wow.
Boom.
You can't.
Yeah.
Great spot
I know.
to stop.
Great idea. That's a great idea.
And the last thing I'll say before we get into weather is that I just saw a post yesterday, so beautiful. It said if your kids are dressing your kids up for Halloween, consider swinging them by a senior's residence.
I read that as well.
Because it'll make their month. So if you have the opportunity to go by a senior's facility with your kids, oh my gosh, they'd love it.
I believe that. Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah, great point, Crystal. And although there might be some rain in the forecast Friday, I know many of us remember those Halloweens bundling up because it might be snowing. Right now it's raining.
No,
so, you know, nothing we can't handle. Here's a live look at beautiful Antigonish this morning, and you can see it's quiet there weather-wise. You're going to see a mix of sun and cloud today. A little bit of traffic beginning on the morning commute there. It's going to be a nice day, though. Let's take a look at those current temperatures. 7 in Yarmouth, 5 in Halifax, 5 in Charlottetown, 1 in Moncton, -6 in Edmundston, -3 in Bathurst, 7 in Sydney, 1 in Gander, 1 in Corner Brook, 6 in Happy Valley Goose Bay, and 4 in Lab City. All right, now let's take a look at the satellite radar. And you can see that some of that cloud coverage coming in over the region, over parts of Nova Scotia, Prince Edward Island, and parts of southern New Brunswick as well. Northern New Brunswick today, though, as I mentioned, no clouds for you, really. It's going to be beautiful today. Let's take a look at your current winds right now. Still pretty calm around the region. A little bit of wind in southwestern Nova Scotia, Canso, but not too bad. Those wind gusts, look at that, just in Canso this morning. So it's pretty quiet, pretty calm. A nice fall day, believe it or not, the last week of October. All right, your full forecast is coming up, but right now Amanda has a look at your news headlines.
Thank you, Suzette. Former St. John Mayor Ivan Court has died. In a statement last night, the city notes Court was a lifelong St. Johner, educator, and public servant. He served 14 years on Common Council, including 4 as mayor from 2008 to 2012. Flags on municipal buildings have been ordered to half-mast in his honor. And in a social media post, St. John Kennebecasis MP Wayne Long writes, in part, his dedication to St. John and his years of service left a lasting impact on our community. My heartfelt condolences go out to his family, friends, and all who were fortunate to know him. A Halifax youth has been charged in connection with a disturbing online network that police say glorifies extreme violence, blackmail, self-harm, and animal abuse.
We believe the youth we arrested had, over time, communicated with hundreds of young people worldwide.
The minor is also facing several child pornography-related charges. The arrest of the Halifax youth followed a tip from the National Child Exploitation Crime Center in Ottawa. Police say there is no evidence to indicate there are any local victims. The youth is not being treated as a victim at this point either, but that investigation continues. Police also warning parents about the dangers of online activity and to be more vigilant of their child's behavior. The youth has been released from custody under certain conditions and will appear in court later this week. St. John police have arrested and charged a second person with first-degree murder in connection to the death of a man last week. Police found an unconscious 41-year-old man after a weapons call in the Taylor Avenue area last Monday. The victim was taken to hospital but later died. Officers arrested a 36-year-old man at a University Avenue business that same day. Kieran Lopez is facing a first-degree murder charge. Police also arrested a second man on Monday. Hunter Floyd has also been charged with first-degree murder. A man is dead following a 3-vehicle collision in Cape Breton. The crash happened just before 8 a.m. Tuesday on the Lingan Road in the community of River Ryan. A man in his 80s was pronounced dead at the scene. 3 people in another vehicle were taken to hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. The cause of the crash is still under investigation. This is being billed as the first agreement of its kind between New Brunswick and Nova Scotia, a formal seat agreement that will see New Brunswick students given preferred admission to 8 different allied health programs in Nova Scotia. New Brunswick students had to leave the province to become a pharmacist, physiotherapist, or dentist. So this new agreement between the New Brunswick and Nova Scotia governments will fund 57 English language training spots in those allied health programs, along with a half dozen more at Halifax's Dalhousie University. The hope is for those students to bring those skills back to their home province.
Which means that we then have New Brunswickers who haven't gone too far away from home that we can bring back.
Hopefully, that's going to be our first step to ensuring that we have more people coming back and helping with our community.
The New Brunswick government will budget $21 million over 5 years next fall to secure the preferred admission of New Brunswick students into training programs that also include physician assistants, occupational therapy, speech-language pathology, audiology, diagnostic ultrasounds, and nuclear medicine technology. The Toronto Blue Jays have evened the World Series after a 6-2 win over the LA Dodgers last night.
Hit well to deep left center. And this one will go.
Vladimir Guerrero Jr. hit a 2-run homer off Shohei Ohtani in the 3rd inning to spark the victory. The 6-2 win came less than 24 hours after Toronto's heartbreaking 18-inning loss in that marathon Game 3. The Jays now regain home field advantage, ensuring the series will be decided at Rogers Centre. Finally, what do you get if you want to get rid of an old car and you just happen to have access to a nearly 2,000-pound pumpkin? You could do this. Yeah, smash it. Why not? You want to know where this happened? Utah.
Okay, thank heaven not near here.
Yeah, you can see the car.
That looks like just a fine used car. I'm sure with a little bit of good mechanical thing, you could bring that back. Well, not now. But you could have before.
I know. But, you know, instead they're like, well, I mean, we've got a giant pumpkin. Yeah, so they have that slow motion version of the video. Yeah, it was a 14-story drop.
Whoa.
The Utah pumpkin farmer used a crane to release the gourd onto its 34-year-old car that just stopped working.
Okay, sure. 34. Well, it's
my guess for a car.
Sure. Hopefully that raised money for good cause. But the pumpkin, it's this thick. Like one little bit of it could make a whole pie, probably. There's so much to unpack from that video.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Well, this is a little more typical. Okay, we're another day closer to Halloween. Here's yet another story of people floating around in giant hollowed-out pumpkins.
Oh, fun.
Okay, here we go. This is in Casterly, a small town with big pumpkins in Belgium. People there took part in an annual event paddling their gourds around a pond. It's organized by a local kayaking club. Pumpkin growers also get involved, so it's the perfect way to celebrate both squashes and water sports.
I love when they would do that in Windsor.
Yeah.
No.
So we have a history of that in our region too. So anyway, there you go.
That's wonderful.
All right, still ahead this half hour, we're going to have a look at your entertainment headlines. And also, too, it's time for the Move Morning Chat. Today, we want to know the Halloween snack you did not want to get as a trick-or-treater, the one you handed off to someone else. We'll be right back after this at 6:40.
Good morning to everyone in the St. John's area of Newfoundland, to everyone particularly in Kitty Vitty. Beautiful sunrise you can see in your top right corner there. It's going to be a stunning day in St. John's. You're going to have sunshine, mid to low teens, your daytime high. An ideal fall day. We can't beat that, especially for the end of October. And you can see some cloud coverage over parts of Nova Scotia, Prince Edward Island this morning. That'll stick around for most of the day, but hey, the temperatures are nice. Winds are light today, so let's enjoy it, absolutely, because we know that snow stuff is not too far, you know. Looking to New Brunswick today for your daytime highs, 13 in Fredericton, a mix of sun and cloud, 11 in St. John, 9 on Grand Manan, 14 in Campbellton and Edmundston, 12, no clouds in the sky here. It's going to be beautiful, sunshiny fall Wednesday, light winds in the forecast. For Prince Edward Island, 12 degrees across Charlottetown, 12 in Summerside, 11 in Tignish, 12 in Surrey, mainly sunny, light winds here as well. It's a beautiful day. I hope you're able to get out and enjoy it. So we look to Cape Breton Island and parts of eastern mainland Nova Scotia, 14 in Shetty Camp. Beautiful day in store for you, sunshine, 12 in Sydney. So we move into mainland Nova Scotia, a bit of cloud coverage,
but that's okay. It's still beautiful and gorgeous out. 12 in New Glasgow, mix of sun and cloud. 12 in Antigonish, 13 in Truro, mix of sun and cloud. 12 in Amherst. For Halifax and parts of southwestern Nova Scotia, it's going to be a mix of sun and cloud. A little bit more cloud coverage over the Tri-Counties, Digby, Yarmouth, and Shelburne. You're going to see mostly cloudy skies, that cloud coverage building up throughout the day, but still temperature 12 degrees, 11 in Kentfield, 12 in Halifax, northeasterly winds at 20. For Newfoundland and Labrador, 11 in St. John's. We were just looking at you in Kitty Vitty. Sunshine in the forecast, beautiful day, enjoy it. 13 in Corner Brook, 12 in Happy Valley Goose Bay, a mix of sun and cloud. Mostly cloudy skies in Lab City with a high of 9. All right, now it's time for the Move Morning Chat.
Halloween is this Friday, so we're going to keep the conversation going around Halloween. Today, we're asking, if when you were a kid, you used to go trick-or-treating, what was a treat you did not want to see in your treat bag that you maybe hand over to your parents or a sibling or maybe even just toss? Aaron and Peter, you two start.
Yeah, mine might be a bit of an unpopular opinion, but I did not want to find bags of chips. First of all, it took up way too much real estate in my pillowcase. Oftentimes, the bags would pop because I'm throwing in like a can of pop on top. It would create a mess. Unless it was cheesies, like specifically Hawkins cheesies, I did not want those chips. If they were Doritos, my brothers would have them. But those plain potato chips, I don't want to have that in my pillowcase ever.
Give them to me, my favorite. Anyway.
Oh, no.
For me, I would like to meet the person who said, you know what these kids would want if they came around to my house for Halloween? I bet these kids would love raisins. And in particular, those little tiny boxes of raisins. I mean, as an adult, okay, I like raisins. They're okay. But as a kid, no, don't give me, I don't care if you chocolate cover them. It doesn't make any difference. They're still raisins. And I don't want them. So that's a treat I didn't want to see in my treat.
Oh, yeah, you're right. My daughter actually likes raisins, but you're right. For me, it's rock me mama like a wagon wheel. I do not like wagon wheels. I'm sure there's a lot of people out there who love wagon wheels. Not me.
Wow. Oh, I'm a chocolate fan, so I love to receive the chocolate, but I have to say, I am with Aaron. Same thing. Maybe it's an unpopular opinion, but it is the bag of chips. I didn't like any of the flavors I would get. Like Aaron mentioned, takes up a lot of space, but the ones you always seem to get is just the regular plain potato chips, which I think is a waste of food for me. I don't want it, so I'm going to give it to Crystal.
Yeah, give them all to me. Like, plain chips are my fave. In any case, this is going to be a great conversation. Thank you, Aaron and Peter. This is going to be a hot one with our viewers. So let us know, what was the thing you did not want to get in your trick-or-treat bag? Text us at 10400. Let us know. We'll have a super fun roundup at the end of the show.
The #1 morning show in Halifax. Turk, Megan, and Amateur Alex. And home to the biggest artists. Halifax's #1 hit music station. 101.3 Virgin Radio.
All right, well, now from Hollywood to Hollywood, here's a look at your entertainment headlines.
They say it's accidental.
So we just assumed murder.
We're getting more Only Murders. Hulu confirms that Only Murders in the Building is coming back for a 6th season. The popular mystery comedy series will be heading to London for its next season. The show stars Martin Short, Steve Martin, and Selena Gomez, and has taken home 8 Emmy Awards. Hulu is owned by Disney, the parent company of ABC News. And ABC has announced a Scrubs revival. The TV sitcom about the medical staff at Sacred Heart Hospital, which first premiered in 2001 and ended in 2010, is coming back for back-to-back episodes next year on February 25th.
But I'm still counting down all of the days till you're just another girl on the subway.
The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction ceremony is getting closer, and now some new musical acts set to join in on the fun November 8th. Chappell Roan and The Killers are expected to perform, alongside announced performances from Olivia Rodrigo and Elton John. And you know her from Beetlejuice, Heathers, and more recently, Stranger Things. Winona Ryder is celebrating a birthday today. She's 54. That's what's happening in Hollywood. Melissa Adon, ABC News.
All right, in case you missed it, a police officer in Fredericton is shining a light on the ongoing and prevalent issue of impaired driving.
He says they're everywhere, including drive-thrus, mall parking lots, and quiet side streets. CTV's Laura Brown has a story.
We're following this Fredericton police cruiser to a site where they caught an impaired driver. You may be surprised, they're not always actually on the road.
We see it a lot as well as people behind the wheel in a parking lot openly drinking alcohol. Regardless of whether or not you're driving on the roadways, you're still in the care and control of that motor vehicle.
Constable Ben Hughes places a sign at the parking lot of the Brookside Mall. Impaired driver caught here. Just one of 15 sites across the city he's placing these signs because he says impaired drivers are everywhere.
We've received calls for just people passed out in vehicles, and we've responded, and they've actually been impaired behind the wheel. So we've had examples, McDonald's drive-through or the Tim Hortons drive-through where the person's been passed out for a long period of time in the drive-through.
The Fredericton police officer is also the president of Fredericton's chapter of Mothers Against Drunk Driving. He wears both hats because for him, the issue is both professional and personal.
It's so I can bring an impact to those that have lost a loved one to an impaired driver.
Fredericton police have charged 129 people with impaired driving offenses so far this year. Constable Hughes says police have been able to do more patrolling after changes were made to the province's Motor Vehicle Act. Called immediate roadside suspensions, it allows police to use their own discretion to issue a license suspension. And right now, they're seeing just as many cases of those under the influence of drugs as they are alcohol.
The biggest misconception from the public is they often don't believe we have the tools necessary to charge someone for driving while under the influence of a drug, but we do have specific tests and stuff we do conduct.
Constable Hughes encourages anyone who suspects a driver is under the influence to call 911. Laura Brown, CTV News, Fredericton.
Thank you for that report, Laura. Happening now in local news, former St. John Mayor Ivan Court has died. He served 14 years on Common Council, including 4 as mayor from 2008 to 2012. We will have more details on that coming up. Plus, this news story, the New Brunswick business owner in a trademark battle with the Alberta government. This is over proposed new license plates. We'll have that report coming up in your local news headlines. And the Toronto Blue Jays even the World Series with a 6-2 win over the LA Dodgers last night. We'll show you the 2-run homer that changed the game coming up in local news. But first, it is a look at the 3-day forecast for the last few days of October with Suzette.
Thank you so much, Amanda. All right, in New Brunswick today, a mix of sun and cloud, 11 degrees, your daytime high. Tomorrow, absolutely beautiful, 13 degrees, sunshine in the forecast. That overnight low dipping to 8. And then there is some rain rolling in on Friday. Yes, I know, for Halloween. 16 degrees, though. We're going to keep an eye on that rain. In Nova Scotia today, a mix of sun and cloud, a high of 12. 14 tomorrow in Nova Scotia, sunshine, beautiful day. And then rain coming into the forecast Friday with a high of 17. And for Prince Edward Island today, sunshine, 12 degrees, 14, a mix of sun and cloud on Thursday and Friday. Showers in the forecast, cloudy skies, and a high of 15. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
It's Wednesday, October 29th. Today on Your Morning Atlantic, the New Brunswick business owner in a trademark battle with the Alberta government. Your top news headlines just ahead.
And tariff talk. 45% tariffs on softwood lumber is hitting New Brunswick's forestry industry in a big way. We'll speak with the president of the NB Federation of Woodlot Owners this half hour on CTV's Your Morning Atlantic.
Good morning, Atlantic Canada. And happy Wednesday. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope your coffee is strong this morning. This week, if you are up late watching the Blue Jays like, you know, most everyone in the country these days.
Gosh.
Which is great.
I know. I wish the games were on earlier.
I know.
Me
For our
too.
purposes.
Mm-hmm.
But that particular game was still on when we came to work, so we didn't get to see the end of it.
Oh, yeah, game 3. Yeah, that was, thank goodness, last night's game had a different result for the Jays with them winning.
Yes.
Thank goodness, evening of the series, and also the fact that it didn't go to 18 innings.
That was a relief for everybody. Oh, my gosh.
It's really neat, though, when you think about it. You know, I mean, it's the World Series. Each team is so talented. And then, you know, you expect these wild games, but I don't know if you expect 18 innings.
You do
wild
not.
Games. Yeah, that was something else.
Yeah.
Well, I must say, I do love how, you know, baseball right now is bringing so many people together.
Yes.
There's a real community around it.
It really is.
Whether you're a lifelong fan or you're just here for the playoffs on the bandwagon. I don't care. I
Room
love
for
it.
everybody.
I love it. There's room for everyone.
There really is always room on the bandwagon. I love the bandwagon. It's fun. Love the atmosphere on the bandwagon.
Canadian pride, too. It's funny, when I woke up at 3 a.m. to start my shift, I texted Suzette and I said, "You up?" Because I was thinking if there's anyone still awake, it's going to be Suzette Beliveau.
No, my dad, though, stayed up.
Good for him.
76-year-old Bruce Beliveau stayed up and watched that whole game until 4 a.m.
You're a trooper. You're our kind of guy.
Yep.
Okay, weather-wise, what are we looking at today, Susan?
You know what? Today's an awesome day. It's really nice. You got to think. It's midweek. We're starting to wrap up October. November is Saturday. But let's enjoy this nice fall weather while it's here, because the temperatures are in the low to mid-teens today, light winds and some sunshine. Here's a live look at Fredericton this morning. You are going to really have a nice day. All is calm, all is quiet in Fredericton at this hour. -1, a little cool. Don't let that worry you, though. That temperature is going to climb today, and you're going to experience a nice fall day. 5 in Halifax, -3 in Bathurst, but again, that temperature will climb. 4 in Lab City, in Labrador, 6 in Happy Valley, Goose Bay, 1 in Gander, 4 in Saint-Pierre, and 3 in St. John's. All right, let's take a quick look at your wind gust right now, though. See how things are looking. Cloud coverage, as we mentioned, over the region today. Right now, those winds, not too bad, not a lot of activity. A little bit along coastal communities right now, you know, Yarmouth and Canso, and those wind gusts just in Canso this morning at 33. All right, your full forecast coming up shortly. Right now, Amanda has your news headlines.
Thank you, Suzette. Former St. John Mayor Ivan Court has died. In a statement last night, the city notes Court was a lifelong St. Johnner, educator, and public servant. He served 14 years on Common Council, including 4 as mayor from 2008 to 2012. Flags on municipal buildings have been ordered to half-mast in his honor. In Halifax, a youth has been charged in connection with a disturbing online network that police say glorifies extreme violence, blackmail, self-harm, and animal abuse.
We believe the youth we arrested had, over time, communicated with hundreds of young people worldwide.
The minor is also facing several child pornography-related charges. Police say there's no evidence to indicate there are any local victims. The youth is not being treated as a victim at this point either, but that investigation continues. Police also warning parents about the dangers of online activity and to be more vigilant of their child's behavior. The youth has been released from custody under certain conditions and will appear in court later this week. Police in St. John have arrested and charged a second person with first-degree murder in connection to the death of a man last week. Police found an unconscious 41-year-old man after a weapons call in the Taylor Avenue area last Monday. The victim was taken to hospital but later died. Officers arrested a 36-year-old man at a University Avenue business that same day. Kieran Lopez is facing a first-degree murder charge. Police also arrested a second man Monday. Hunter Floyd has also been charged with first-degree murder. The Toronto Blue Jays have evened the World Series after a 6-2 win over the LA Dodgers last night.
Hit well to deep left center. And this one will go.
Vladimir Guerrero Jr. hit a 2-run homer off Shohei Ohtani in the 3rd inning to spark the victory. The 6-2 win came less than 24 hours after Toronto's heartbreaking 18-inning loss in that marathon Game 3. The Jays now regain home field advantage, ensuring the series will be decided at Rogers Center. Alberta's new license plate slogan could be facing trouble over a trademark. That province plans to replace Wild Rose Country with Strong and Free. And as CTV's Nicole Weisberg reports, a New Brunswick woman has owned the trademark for the term for nearly 20 years.
I just love to see Canadians standing up and waving the Canadian flag.
New Brunswicker Denise Dow is a proud Canadian. So much so, 18 years ago, she decided to tie her livelihood to it, trademarking the phrase strong and free, heard in the national anthem, for merchandise use.
I establish relationships with Canadian manufacturers, as you'll see on my webpage. There's half a dozen there. And they all provide the product, sell the product, and they pay me a royalty for the use of the logos.
She says last week, people familiar with her brand began reaching out to tell her about the Alberta government's license plate plans.
I talked to my trademark office, and the best case scenario is that we come to an agreement.
Details of Dow's trademark include license plates of metal, so she believes charging a nominal fee is reasonable and has an idea of directing some money to an Alberta charity.
I'm not looking for a battle. I want it to be a win-win.
We've spoken to our lawyers about it. There's no copyright infringement. Let's be clear. This is the Alberta motto. It's on our crest. Alberta strong and free.
While the Service Alberta minister insists there is no issue, this trademark lawyer says it could be argued in court.
You know, even a public body like the provincial government can infringe a private trademark.
However, Robert Nissen says the government could make a number of arguments. The number one, he says, would be saying this is ornamental use instead of trademark use.
You can only buy them from a registry, from essentially agents of the government. And so it's not like you would pick a license plate because it says strong and free.
In that case, he says Dow could argue this depreciates the value of her brand. She hopes it doesn't come to that.
I just believe that, they would do the right thing.
Nicole Weisberg, CTV News, Edmonton.
Isn't that interesting? New Brunswick meets Alberta in that trademark issue. Yeah.
Wow. Well, let's move on to something else that's also interesting, but in a different way. It's time to tell you about another fun contest you could win. Yes. CTV News at 5 is hosting an exciting giveaway that could see you and a friend enjoying an 11-night tour of Costa Rica. Experience the vibrant capital of San Jose, hop aboard a riverboat for a jungle crocodile safari and bird-watching excursion, and choose from a ziplining adventure or a volcano lava field hike. Woo. Watch the CTV News at 5 to learn more about this trip and find out the daily keyword needed to enter the contest. We can't win, but there's nothing to stop you from winning, and I want to hear what you picked. Do you want the lava hike or do you want the experience with the zipping?
Ooh, what a great trip.
I know.
Exciting.
Costa Rica, too, you've always wanted to go.
Oh my gosh, there you go. So you can enter in that keyword. We know you were practicing on this show, so now for our friends on 5.
Exactly.
Okay, still ahead on the show. Lots more to come over the next 2 hours, including the latest look at the local forecast, and I'll have your national news headlines. Also, too, a conversation regarding tariffs and the impact it's having on the softwood lumber industry in New Brunswick. This as we take a live look at a dark, calm uptown St. John this morning. Good morning to the port city. We'll be right back after this.
What a stunning image this morning. A live look at Bedeck on Cape Breton Island in Nova Scotia. Beautiful clouds, the sun rising. Oh, that is just lovely. It's calm on the water. I really like that. And good morning to you if you are tuning in from Cape Breton Island today, and to everyone across Atlantic Canada. The weather brought to you by ALC.ca. And it's certainly going to be a nice fall day. A bit of cloud coverage over parts of Nova Scotia, Prince Edward Island this morning. You can see that there on our satellite radar. But let's take a look at your daytime highs now. Starting in New Brunswick, Fredericton, a mix of sun and cloud, 12 degrees, 11 in St. John, 9 on Grand Manan, and a mix of sun and cloud. Northern New Brunswick, beautiful, no clouds in the sky, 14 in Campbellton, 12 in Edmundston, 13 in Bathurst. For Prince Edward Island today, 11 in Tignish, 12 in Summerside, sunshine in the forecast, 12 in Charlottetown, 12 in Surrey, mainly sunny skies. and no winds in the forecast here, which is nice. A very pleasant fall day. Cape Breton Island and parts of mainland Nova Scotia, 14 in Shetty Camp today, sunshine, 12 in Sydney. As we move into mainland Nova Scotia, a mix of sun and cloud, 13 in Truro, 12 in Amherst, 12 in Antigonish, and 12 if you're in Sheet Harbor. Northeasterly winds at 20. Looking to southwestern Nova Scotia, 11 in Halifax, a mix of sun and cloud, mostly cloudy skies with some sunny breaks over parts of the Annapolis Valley into the Tri-Counties and Digby and Yarmouth. Shelburne, though, bit of sunshine, 12 degrees. It's going to be a nice day. Light winds from the northeast at 20, 11 in Bridgewater with a mix of sun and cloud. For Newfoundland and Labrador now, 11 in St. John's, sunshine in the forecast. A really nice Wednesday. Midweek, I hope you can get out and enjoy it. Go for a walk. 11 in Gander, sunshine, 10 in St. Anthony, a mix of sun and cloud, and 12 in Happy Valley Goose Bay with a mix of sun and cloud in the forecast for you. All right, that's a look at your full forecast for your Wednesday. Now we'll check in with Amanda.
Thank you, Suzette. And weather making international news headlines. This morning, Hurricane Melissa has weakened slightly from a Category 4 to a Category 3, but remains an extremely dangerous major hurricane. Landfall is imminent along Cuba's southeastern coastline. These images shared by a resident in Santiago de Cuba show that flooding has already started. Rainfall totals remain catastrophic. More than 300 millimeters across eastern Cuba, with isolated 600-millimeter peaks expected to trigger flash floods and landslides. Storm surge up to 4 meters above normal tide levels remain possible along the southeast coast. Hurricane Melissa was a Category 5 storm when it slammed into Jamaica yesterday, the strongest storm ever to directly hit the island nation of about 3 million people. As of this morning, hundreds of thousands are without power. Officials also warning floodwaters could contain crocodiles. Airports in Jamaica remain closed, and Global Affairs Canada is issuing travel warnings for the Bahamas, Turks and Caicos, parts of Cuba, and Haiti. CTV's Joy Malbin reports.
Hurricane Melissa smashed into Jamaica with a fury this island nation has never seen. The most powerful storm on the planet brought flooding rain, storm surge, and ferocious winds, hammering popular resort areas, ripping off roofs, uprooting trees and swamping streets, and damaging local hospitals.
We're getting videos of and pictures of severely damaged public infrastructure, hospitals, places of safety. Homes are inundated and flooded.
Officials say only 15,000 people evacuated to shelters, reluctant to leave their homes. And with airports closed, thousands of tourists were left stranded, packed into hotels.
Here is our home away from home as we shelter through the storm.
Some took it all in stride, like Canadian Alex Green.
Oh, I feel low stakes in my resort. I've been told they have a generator and a backup generator and a backup generator for the backup generator.
The storm moved painfully slow, worsening the devastation as it tore through the island.
Flooding is a major issue, not to mention the infrastructure damage of our road network and our bridges and, of course, obviously structures.
The massive storm pushing past Jamaica into Cuba and other islands, the sheer force of it has even stunned some scientists.
They produce 20 to 30% more flooding rains because of the warming of the planet. So the impacts are no longer subtle. We're seeing them play out in the devastating consequences of these storms.
Jamaica's prime minister declared his entire country a disaster area, but says it's still too dangerous to send out search and rescue crews.
CTV's Joy Malbin reporting from Washington. A quick break here on Your Morning Atlantic. When we return, Crystal will have a conversation about softwood lumber in New Brunswick and the impact of American tariffs. That's coming up next.
Move Mornings with Aaron and Peter. Weekday mornings on Move 100. The most fun in the morning. And home of the $1,000 minute. Only on Move 100 Halifax.
Welcome
Welcome back at 7:21. Current tariffs and duties on Canadian softwood lumber now add up to 45% after Trump's latest threat of a 10% hike. In New Brunswick, some woodlot owners have already been told by U.S. markets they will not be taking Canadian wood until further notice. It's an industry worth almost $1 billion to the province and employs either directly or indirectly about 26,000 people. Joining us this morning is Rick Doucette, president of the NB Federation of Woodlot Owners. Good morning, Rick.
Good morning.
It is a challenging time to be in the forestry industry. Tell us the latest. What is the latest situation? Has there been any clarification on what's going on with the tariffs affecting softwood?
No, as you know, it's very difficult to get clarification on anything coming out of the United States. It's fairly erratic the way things are applied at the moment. And so, you know, as far as the impact in New Brunswick right now, wood sales at, you know, through off private land anyway, going through market boards are about half of where they were last year. So that's having quite a significant impact on the operation of the marketing boards themselves, and obviously on woodlot owners and wood producers here in New Brunswick.
That is significant. Have there been any job losses related to this?
I haven't heard of any. There certainly has been, I think there's been a few contractors that have decided that they're going to try something else other than harvesting wood. So I don't know if their jobs were lost or they were moved on to other things like construction and that sort of thing. As far as mill closures or any job losses there, I haven't heard of any, and mills are still taking wood here in New Brunswick. But as you said, the mills in the United States that normally would buy like our roundwood from private woodlots, they've cut off those purchases as well. So the western side of New Brunswick that often does sell some wood directly into the United States has been cut off.
We're seeing images right now of work going on in the forestry industry. It's $1 billion is the value of the industry in New Brunswick, and 26,000 jobs, direct and indirect. Give us a sense of just if this industry is in trouble, what is the trickle-down effect of that on other New Brunswickers?
Well, the trickle down is huge because when it comes to forestry, it's all over New Brunswick. Every community in New Brunswick is impacted. If you look at private woodlots, there's 42,000 woodlot owners. It covers 30% of the province of New Brunswick, and most of those woodlots are located near every community in the province. So when a woodlot owner sells wood and makes some money, that money all gets spent in the communities that they live in. And so the trickle-down effect is that, you know, the local shops, the local merchants are not going to be getting those dollars from wood sales.
How satisfied are you with what the provincial and federal governments are doing to support you right now?
We're a little frustrated with the fact that this issue isn't new to the current Trump administration. This issue actually started in the original Trump administration, and we had a lot of opportunity in New Brunswick to get back our tariff exemption over the last 9 years, and the federal government and even the provincial governments at the time just didn't seem to see it as an urgency. And now we're in a real crisis because it's compounded with all these new tariffs that aren't actually based on anything other than a bit of a whim. And so I think, you know, everyone is suddenly understanding that we've got a crisis, but we've had this in front of our face for almost a decade, and we didn't do anything about it.
We've got about 30 seconds left, Rick. What's next for woodlot owners?
Well, I think everybody's looking at diversification. Everybody's looking at how can we expand different markets, build domestic markets possibly that we didn't have before. Look at non-traditional uses of wood. Wood is the most versatile renewable resource on the planet, and we've been sort of stuck in a very traditional use, and maybe it's time for us to expand the use of that fiber in other areas and create economic opportunities there.
Well, Rick, we wish you the best moving forward. We thank you for your time this morning.
I appreciate the time. Thank you.
Rick Doucette is the president of the NB Federation of Woodlot Owners. Now we'll turn things over to Suzette for a 3-day forecast.
Thank you so much, Crystal. All right, looking in New Brunswick today, a mix of sun and cloud, a high of 11, that overnight low 0. Tomorrow in New Brunswick, sunshine, a beautiful day, 13 degrees. The overnight low dips to 8, sunshine in the forecast. And then Friday, rain coming in for Halloween. We'll keep a close eye on that with 16 degrees. In Nova Scotia today, a mix of sun and cloud, 12. And then tomorrow in the province, sunshine, 14, beautiful day. That rain rolling in for Halloween on Friday, 17 degrees, a low of 8. We will, as I mentioned, keep an eye closely on that important forecast. PEI, sunshine today, 12, a mix of sun and cloud tomorrow, 14, and then showers Friday, 15 degrees. All right, stay with us. We'll be right back.
Just ahead this half hour, how does a spooky potato head sound? Well, what about a monster sandwich? Lori Barker-Jackman will show us how to make those and more for some fun, festive, and also healthy Halloween snacks to go with all that candy. That's coming up on Your Morning Atlantic.
Come on in, halfway through the show already. So glad you can join us on this 29th of October. Very close to Halloween, just days away. I'm very curious about what Lori's making. I'm going to be having some friends over that night. I've got a ham I've got to cook, a baked ham.
Ooh, lovely.
So I'm looking for your ideas. I'm looking for anybody out there who's got ideas of a great side dish, because I always do scalloped potatoes. I want to mix it up a little.
Love that.
Yeah.
Well, also because of Halloween coming up on Friday, we're also asking you at home, we want you to weigh in on this. When you would go trick-or-treating, or maybe you can speak for your kids, what is a snack or like a treat that you get that you just do not want in your trick-or-treat bag? You can send us a text at 10400. Coming up later in the show, we're going to share some of your answers, what you dislike. So yeah, we're hopping on the Halloween candy train this morning.
Fun, yeah.
I tell you what I do like, Milk Duds. Anything like caramel like that.
Yeah.
Yum, yum, caramel corn.
Ooh, yeah.
Hard work, but so
that.
worth it.
Yeah, I can get behind that. Oh, yeah. Yeah, because I'm not a big sweets person. Like sugar, I'm not a big candy person. I like sweets. I don't love candy.
Candy per se.
Yeah. You know, so I like the pop in the bag. That was
There
fun.
you go. Oh, wow. It's a beautiful morning.
Ooh, beautiful morning. Tidal Bore Park in Moncton. The sun rise in the background. The glimmering lights of the city. Absolutely stunning. Picture perfect. Yeah, it's going to be a nice fall day in Moncton too. Mix of sun and cloud, mid to low teens as your daytime high. Right now, -1. Again, don't let that bother you. The temperature is going to keep climbing today. Light winds in the forecast, quite comfortable. 0 in St. John at this hour, 4 in Charlottetown, -2 in Bathurst, 7 in Sydney, 7 in Yarmouth as well, 3 in St. John's, 2 in Gander, 1 in Corner Brook, 3 in St. Anthony, and 5 in Lab City. Now let's take a look at the cloud coverage today in the region. You can see if you're in northern New Brunswick, beautiful, not a cloud in the sky. Parts of PEI too, you'll see lots of sunshine today as well. Southwest Nova, bit of cloud coverage there, but still a nice day. Your winds are quite steady this morning, calm in some areas, really just along coastal communities. You'll see a little more wind there from the northeast at 20, and then the wind gust 35 in Canso, not too bad at all. All right, your full forecast coming up shortly, but right now Amanda has your news headlines.
Thank you so much, Suzette. And we begin with developing news and a major traffic tie-up in the Halifax area in a spot that's busy at this hour most days. Here's a live look at the Armdale roundabout. In the top right-hand corner of your screen, you can see that there is a collision there, and emergency officials are on scene. That is between St. Margaret's Bay Road and Herring Cove Road. This is also impacting vehicles coming from Joseph Howe Drive, really slowing down traffic here at the roundabout. We do not have details on the crash itself or if anyone was hurt. CTV News has reached out to Halifax Regional Police for more information, but do keep this in mind if this is part of your morning commute. Again, this is the Armdale roundabout in Halifax. Now to other news of the morning. A former mayor of St. John has passed away. In a statement last night, the city notes that Ivan Court was a lifelong St. Johner, educator, and public servant. He served 14 years on Common Council, including 4 as mayor from 2008 to 2012. Flags on municipal buildings have been ordered to half-mast in his honor. And in a social media post, St. John Kennebecasis MP Wayne Long writes, in part, his dedication to St. John and his years of service left a lasting impact on our community. My heartfelt condolences go out to his family, friends, and all who were fortunate to know him. A youth in Halifax has been charged in connection with a disturbing online network that police say glorifies extreme violence, blackmail, self-harm, and animal abuse.
We believe the youth we arrested had, over time, communicated with hundreds of young people worldwide.
The minor is also facing several child pornography-related charges. Police say there is no evidence to indicate there are any local victims. The youth isn't being treated as a victim at this point either, but police say that investigation continues. Police also urging parents and warning them about the dangers of online activity and to be more vigilant of their child's behavior. The youth has been released from custody under certain conditions and will appear in court later this week. Police in St. John have arrested and charged a second person with first-degree murder in connection to the death of a man last week. Police found an unconscious 41-year-old man after a weapons call in the Taylor Avenue area last Monday. The victim was taken to hospital but later died. Officers arrested a 36-year-old man at a University Avenue business that same day. Kieran Lopez is facing a first-degree murder charge. Police arrested a second man Monday. Hunter Floyd has also been charged with first-degree murder. A man is dead following a three-vehicle collision in Cape Breton. The crash happened just before 8 a.m. Tuesday on Lingan Road in the community of River Ryan. A man in his 80s was pronounced dead at the scene. 3 people in another vehicle were taken to hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. The crash itself is still under investigation. New Brunswick has set the framework for its new minerals strategy. It will focus on establishing the province as both a responsible and competitive location for development. Officials say the province already has a lot going for it.
We don't just have good geology, we have very good logistics. There are 40,000 kilometers of logging roads throughout New Brunswick. We've got a road to just about anywhere where there may be a geological potential to develop a mine or develop a particular asset, or even to restart an existing mine that has been dormant for a period of time.
New Brunswick is home to 21 of the nation's 34 critical minerals, including tungsten, copper, and even gold. This is being billed as the first agreement of its kind between New Brunswick and Nova Scotia, a formal seed agreement that will see New Brunswick students given preferred admission to 8 different allied health programs in Nova Scotia. New Brunswick students have to leave the province to become a pharmacist, physiotherapist, or dentist. This new agreement between the 2 provinces will fund 57 English language training spots in those allied health programs, along with half a dozen more at Halifax's Dalhousie University. The hope is for those New Brunswick students to bring those skills back home.
Which means that we then have New Brunswickers who haven't gone too far away from home that we can bring back.
Hopefully, that's going to be our first step to ensuring that we have more people coming back and helping with our community.
The New Brunswick government will budget $21 million over 5 years next fall to secure the preferred admission of New Brunswick students into training programs that also include physician assistants, occupational therapy, speech-language pathology, audiology, diagnostic ultrasounds, and nuclear medicine technology. The Toronto Blue Jays have evened the World Series after a 6-2 win over the LA Dodgers last night.
Hit well to deep left center. And this one will go.
Vladimir Guerrero Jr. hit a 2-run homer off Shohei Ohtani in the 3rd inning to spark the victory. The 6-2 win came less than 24 hours after Toronto's heartbreaking 18-inning loss in that marathon Game 3. The Jays now regain home field advantage, ensuring the series will be decided at Rogers Centre. And of course, the last time the Jays were in the World Series was back in '93. Some fans weren't even born then, but this Jays fan sure was. Take a look at this. Do you recognize who this is? It's our own Suzette Beliveau. What year was this? This was Christmas. Was this
Christmas 95?
Christmas 95.
So I would have been 6.
Oh my
God. So yeah, so naturally I wouldn't have remembered the World Series, the 2 that they won. in 92, 93, but was still a fan. And my mom still has that sweater.
Amazing. And I'm just going to play what she's playing for you now. Dee, 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 dee.
I remember. Dee, 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 dee. My mom has that Christmas on videotape. I think that's the first year we got a camcorder as well.
Oh, wow.
I still remember watching the videos saying, you know, as 6-year-old me saying, oh my gosh, I want a Blue Jays hat and sweater like Dad has. My father, huge fan, still a huge fan, stayed up and watched all 18 innings. So this is a big deal for us little Blue Jay fans that are now grown up. And it's our first, you know.
Yay.
Yeah. Before this, I would say that the Jose Bautista's bat flip was probably the biggest thing I had ever seen. And now this is just...
Well, let's hope they go all the way. I just would hope so. We'll be smiling as bright as this next video, this next little bit of pictures. It's a midweek boost for you. I dare you not to smile when you watch these next photos. These are quokkas. They're considered the happiest animal on earth because they usually look like they're smiling. It's all because of their natural facial structure and the way they pant. But the little marsupials are primarily found in Western Australia, and because of their so-called happiness, they have become popular on social media. Just found these images, thought they were cute. Perfect little Wednesday pick-me-up. Everybody, these are Blue Jays fans today after the win last year.
I think they are, yeah. That's adorable. You can't not smile looking at those.
Exactly.
And that's real, not AI.
It's true.
Cute. Good point, yeah.
Okay, still ahead, I'll have your health headlines a little later this half hour, but first, we're gonna have some creative, cool, and delicious creations in the kitchen with Lori.
Good morning, Atlantic Canada, and good morning to everyone on Nova Scotia's South Shore. A beautiful sunrise over White Point this morning. Oh, the waves of the Atlantic crashing into the coastline. A beautiful fall day. Don't see any bunnies, though, but I'm sure they're around. Good morning to you and to everyone. Bit of cloud coverage over parts of Nova Scotia today, but don't let that ruin your day. Don't let that fool you. The temperature is going to be quite nice for this time of year, and there will be some sunshine across the region. Let's start in New Brunswick today. 12 in Fredericton, a mix of sun and cloud. Light winds, 11 in St. John, 14 in Campbellton, 12 in Edmundston, and 13 in Bathurst and Miramichi. You're going to see sunshine, not many clouds in the sky here, if at all. A nice day and light winds. Looking to Prince Edward Island today, 11 in Tignish. Sunshine in the forecast, 12 in Summerside, beautiful day, 12 in Charlottetown, 12 in Surrey, nice day here on the island. No wind in the forecast for you either. It's going to be beautiful. I hope you can get outside and enjoy some of it. And for Cape Breton Island and parts of mainland Nova Scotia, 14 in Shetty Camp, sunshine, 12 in Sydney. So we move into mainland Nova Scotia, increasing cloudiness. You could see it there on the satellite radar. 12 in Antigonish, 13 in Truro, 12 in Sheet Harbour, 12 in Canso. For southwestern Nova Scotia, we'll start in Halifax, a mix of sun and cloud today, 11. Northeasterly winds at 20. So we move into the southwest point of the province, 12 in Yarmouth, mostly cloudy skies, 12 in Digby, 12 in Shelburne, 12 in parts of the Annapolis Valley as well, 11 in Bridgewater today. Northeasterly winds at 20. Newfoundland and Labrador, 11 in St. John's. Beautiful, beautiful day. Sunshine in the forecast for you. 13 in Corner Brook, 10 in St. Anthony, a mix of sun and cloud, 12 in Happy Valley, Goose Bay, and 9 in Lab City. All right, that's a full look at your forecast for this Wednesday. Now we're going to check in with Crystal.
Love that, love that opening. The possibilities are endless when it comes to Halloween snacks, and that also includes those that are on the healthier side. Registered dietitian Lori Barker-Jackman joins us this morning to share some fun Halloween-themed food that you and the kiddos can take a bite out of this Friday. Good morning, Lori.
Good morning, Crystal.
Once again, you've really shown up. We're very excited.
So fun.
Okay,
so fun.
Where do we begin?
Okay, so let's begin over here. So there's so much fun, as we know, we can have with food, right? And easy. This is what I love. I want it simple and easy.
High impact, low effort.
Yes. So let's start with our spooky potato heads.
Okay.
All we need for this is a potato, a spoon, a little paring knife.
Yep.
What you're going to do is cut out eyes, nose, and a mouth of your liking. It could be scary, it could be spooky, it could be like your traditional kind of pumpkin face, right?
Oh, yeah.
I love the fact that you can do this with spoons too, so, you know, kids can get involved.
That's true.
Right? And that's it. Make these holes really deep. What I do is I just rub this with a little olive oil.
Oh, yours are big. Oh, I like where you're going there.
Easy,
okay.
Easy, right? Bake it at 400 degrees for about an hour. These faces are going to get more pronounced as she bakes. And let's look, so
fun.
Simple, so fun. Look at you.
Oh, I'm just going to making like, kind of like he's very distressed.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, and the wonkier the better. Let me tell you, the wonkier the better. And they look so fun.
That looks so good. Oh my gosh, look at some of these things. I know, I guess you put them on that booth thing, but I just want to hold them up. Those are really good. Oh my gosh, so fun. And then you'd serve these with whatever you want.
Yeah, so I love to do a little baked potato bar so guests can kind of serve and put on top what they want, right?
Oh my gosh, great idea.
Fun. Yeah,
okay,
that's what the kids
a little bevy.
Oh, gotta have the beverage, right?
Yes.
A little vampire drink. So we're using a little prop here, but you know what? You can fill this with any type of mocktail, cocktail concoction that you love, as long as it's red.
Okay.
I love to serve a little sparkling water with ice, and then whatever you like in the syringe, and then people can kind of just put her in.
And in this case, it's grenadine, right?
It is grenadine.
Oh my gosh, that's so fun.
Is
and the people can squirt their own poison.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, and then that's just a fun.
It looks beautiful too.
Isn't it great?
Oh, great idea. So much fun.
So simple. So
okay,
simple.
next up, a dip.
We have a dip. So these are our Halloween nons, okay? So again, super simple, right? Doesn't have to take a lot of effort. Little bite-sized nons. You can do this with me too. You're gonna take a little straw and we're gonna cut out eyes and a mouth. You can make a ghost. You can make that beautiful scream face. And I just like to make my mouth a little bigger.
And so if you just, you just kind of wiggle it around and you get a bigger hole.
Isn't that awesome?
Okay, I'm gonna go like that and get like a big one.
Love it. So fun, so easy. And then I made, just did a little red pepper hummus. And I tried to put it in the shape of a pumpkin, if you can see that. Right? And then there you go.
Oh, I see. It is in the shape of a pumpkin. Okay.
So easy. So easy. All right. Last but not least, my friend.
Look how good they look. Okay.
Isn't that fun?
This may not be safe for consumption. I better test it. Oh, that's good dip.
Yum.
Well done, Lori.
So easy, so easy. All right. Last but not least, we have our monster sandwiches. So again, let's get creative here. Any filling you want in your sandwich. And then, this is awesome. So this one here, I just use some almond slivers for the teeth. I cut a little kind of smile in them.
It's awesome.
Fun, eh? Olives for the eyes, done. This one, I'm gonna just get started on. This is like a little spider one, and then you can do whatever you love.
What's in the sandwich?
Oh, just a PB&J.
Oh, okay.
I made it simple for today.
Okay.
You can fill whatever.
But if it's a savory sandwich, this would work too.
100%.
Yeah.
Right? You think of a pickle kind of sticking out as a tongue. That would be awesome, right? But this is just, you could just make eyes just like that.
Oh my gosh, that's really cute.
Looks.
Little spider. Right? I like the ghoulish piranha teeth you've got there.
Yeah,
that's fun.
At you.
Okay, I'm gonna do that one too.
You did it.
Oh my gosh, this is great. And we're doing this in real time on television. We've already done all these dishes. So these are easy recipes.
Easy peasy, not a lot of effort. You guys can start tonight. Get ready for Halloween, right? Halloween night. This would be awesome to serve before the kiddos go out, to give them a little fuel as they're going around. Right? Easy peasy.
Okay, we have a whole minute, Lori. I want to know, like, you're a registered dietitian.
Yeah.
What does Halloween look like in your household?
Do you know what? There's no restrictions in my house around Halloween. I don't believe in that. So yeah, Halloween, we have fun. We go out, we get all the treats. I serve treats at my house. And then yeah, it's after that, it's always about, as a parent, your job is to kind of serve balanced meals, right, at regular times, and then it's your child's job whether to eat it or not.
Okay.
So treats definitely are a part of this, and the more we restrict things like that, you know what it's like. The more kids are going to want it, so it's not what it's about. Look at you.
Dynamite. Look it, turned into a dinosaur. That's so fun.
So good, Crystal.
Oh my gosh, these are so healthy, so fun.
Yeah.
Lori, this is a real treat. I'm really excited about all of these things. I'm going to make it, especially the potatoes.
Fun. We did it this week. My kids loved it, and you could really theme that any time of year, right? Valentine's Day, a little heart. So again,
it's so much fun. Quick question about the potatoes before we go. Do you put any olive oil or anything on it, or do you just?
I do. I brush a little oil, or you can do a little butter before I put it in, just so it crisps up, because that's what makes that face look.
Amanda, I hope you're taking notes, because you are the hostess with the mostest.
Oh, yeah, especially when it comes to the dinosaur, absolutely. Thanks, Lori, and thank you so much, Crystal. Health and medical news now. Canada is expected to lose its international status as a measles-free country following an outbreak that began in New Brunswick and spread across the nation. It is one of the topics in your health. In 1998, Canada managed to eliminate measles outbreaks and maintain the measles-free status for more than 25 years. Public health and infectious disease experts say the return of the virus comes from the declining vaccination rates among Canadians. A decision by the Pan American Health Organization will be announced following a review next month. Health Canada has approved the first drug shown to slow Alzheimer's disease. Lecanemab targets plaque buildup in the brain linked to the illness. Experts say the antibody treatment, delivered by IV every 2 weeks, can delay memory loss in early stages, but note it isn't a cure. The Alzheimer's Society says the drug offers family one precious thing: more time together.
All right, we have just one milestone to pass along today. It is a 65th anniversary for Howie and Cash McDowell of Riverview, New Brunswick. Congrats on 65 years of marriage.
Smiling.
Yeah.
They're 6.5 decades together, still so in love. Fabulous. Love to see this.
Yeah, very nice. Enjoy your day.
Now, to see your milestone again or find out how to submit one, visit our website. Just scan that QR code on your screen. And reminder, milestones must be received at least 2 weeks in advance.
Milestones, brought to you by the Berkeley Retirement Residences. Love this stage of life.
Well, normally the smashing of pumpkins is frowned upon, right? But stateside, there's a university in Georgia that encourages squashing of the gourd in particular fashion.
Oh, we love this. In fact, it's a learning opportunity. Students try their best to launch pumpkins with a device used during medieval times. Joshua Skinner shows us more.
3, 2, 1. Fire in the hole.
This is not 13th century Europe.
It'll go up to the pulley that we have across there.
And Oscar Garcia is not a knight, but rather a sophomore engineering student at Kennesaw State.
Our cannon weighs approximately 500 pounds.
He and dozens of other students are launching 10-pound pumpkins from trebuchets as part of their dynamics class.
Let it go!
The students are divided into teams and competing for distance, safety, and creativity. And while there are prizes for first, second, and third place, the loser of this competition gets stuffed into an Iron Maiden.
No.
Engineering professor Cameron Coates helps oversee the pumpkin launch.
They get an opportunity to see theory being applied and manifested physically.
And not just students. The event turns out a crowd. There are rules, size limits, counterweight limits. That's all part of the learning experience.
When you're designing in engineering, there are always constraints.
Yesterday we got 325 feet.
And as minds and pumpkins turn, the goal is to learn that no matter how good something looks on paper,
Fire in the hole.
Sometimes you just gotta go out and smash some pumpkins.
It's a fantastic experience for the students.
Flying gourds. I like it. That's a lot of fun. All right, New Brunswick today, 11 degrees, a mix of sun and cloud. Tomorrow, beautiful sunshine, 13 degrees. And then some some showers rolling in on Friday, 16 degrees in New Brunswick. We'll keep an eye on that rain for the trick-or-treaters in Nova Scotia. 12 today, a mix of sun and cloud across the province. 14 tomorrow, beautiful sunshine as we start to wrap up October. And then Friday, yes, overnight into Friday, there is rain coming in, 17 degrees. How much and when? We are keeping an eye on that timeline. Prince Edward Island today, 12, sunshine, mix of sun and cloud. Thursday with a high of 14, 8 overnight. Showers coming in Friday with 15. For Prince Edward Island, it is 7:56. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
It's Wednesday, October 29th. Today on Your Morning Atlantic, the New Brunswick business owner in a trademark battle with the Alberta government over license plates. Your top news headlines just ahead.
And celebrating all things local. That's the goal of the upcoming Rooted Gala being held in downtown Halifax. We'll get a preview and a taste test this half hour, celebrating farmers.
Good morning. Hope your Wednesday's off to a great start. We appreciate you spending part of your day and your morning with us. And we have Suzette Beliveau up bright and early with us this morning.
Up bright and early.
Up bright and early after staying up late to watch the Jays game.
Yes. Anyone who's watching, a few of us here at work too, everyone's saying we'll sleep in November.
Well, that's the players too. They're like this. Now they are getting the big bucks, but they are earning it these days.
Oh,
Working
yeah,
so
like
hard.
late in October, baseball like this, it's a rarity, as we know.
Yeah.
Rarity,
Oh,
right?
such a
All
big
classic.
week. And there's a game on Halloween night. We're talking about which candy you don't like. Were you like me when I got my bag of Halloween candy? I organized it in categories like the licorices, the chips, what I love the most, what I didn't really like. Did you do that?
No, absolutely not. I think I just kept it in the bag and like would just grab and dig and made it an inconvenience for myself.
I think there was some organizing. I think my mom would say, you know, pick your favorites, you know, bring a couple things to school the next day.
Yeah.
And then, you know, then you'd slowly see it disappear as your parents took it probably to work with them.
Yeah, exactly. For sure. For sure.
It's also a win for parents too, you know. Sometimes when you, or people who don't have kids, you go into work and people are bringing in all the leftovers.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we love it. Okay, so weather-wise, we are maybe getting rain on Halloween. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. What about right now?
You know what? Right now, today, beautiful. Tomorrow is nice too. So we will enjoy the fall weather while we can. Here's a beautiful live look at the Macadam train station this morning. A bit of cloud coverage, but it's going to be a nice fall day. Light winds in the forecast for the region. You really can't ask for more this time of year. Let's take a look at your current temperatures as they climb on this Wednesday morning. 4 in Charlottetown, 7 in Yarmouth, 5 in Halifax, -6 in Edmonton. Don't worry, the temperature will climb today into about 11 degrees or so. 3 in St. John's, 2 in Gander, 6 in Happy Valley, Goose Bay. Taking a look at your wind gusts this morning right now, you can see a bit of cloud coverage over parts of the region. Winds fairly light, just a little bit over Yarmouth and Lunenburg and the Canso area. And when it comes to those wind gusts, just 35 over Canso right now. So not bad. A nice fall day, as I've been mentioning. Let's get out and enjoy it if you can. All right, it is 8:03. Your full look at the forecast is coming up, but right now, Amanda has your headlines.
Thank you so much, Suzette. If you've been watching the show for the past hour or so, about 30 minutes ago, we reported about a major traffic tie-up in the Halifax area at the Armdale roundabout. Emergency crews were on scene. We're bringing you a live look now at the roundabout. The scene cleared up. There was a collision between St. Margaret's Bay Road and Herring Cove Road. Emergency crews were on scene. It appeared to have been between two vehicles. No word if anyone was hurt, but the scene has been cleared up and traffic is moving along smoothly. That live shot just frozen at this moment, but we can tell you that it has been cleaned up and traffic moving along. Now to New Brunswick, where former St. John Mayor Ivan Court has died. In a statement last night, the city notes Court was a lifelong St. Johner, educator and public servant. He served 14 years on Common Council, including 4 as mayor from 2008 to 2012. Flags on municipal buildings have been ordered to half-mast in his honor. In Halifax, a youth has been charged in connection with a disturbing online network that police say glorifies extreme violence, blackmail, self-harm, and animal abuse.
We believe the youth we arrested had, over time, communicated with hundreds of young people worldwide.
The minor also facing several child pornography-related charges. Police say there's no evidence to indicate there are any local victims. The youth is not being treated as a victim at this point either, but police say that investigation continues. Police also warning parents about the dangers of online activity and to be more vigilant of their child's behavior. The youth has been released from custody under certain conditions and will appear in court later this week. Alberta's new license plate slogan could be facing trouble over a trademark. The province plans to replace Wild Rose Country with Strong and Free. And as CTV's Nicole Weisberg reports, a New Brunswick woman has owned the trademark for the term for nearly 20 years.
I just love to see Canadians standing up and waving the Canadian flag.
New Brunswicker Denise Dow is a proud Canadian. So much so, 18 years ago, she decided to tie her livelihood to it, trademarking the phrase strong and free, heard in the national anthem, for merchandise use.
I establish relationships with Canadian manufacturers, as you'll see on my webpage. There's half a dozen there. And they all provide the product, sell the product, and they pay me a royalty for the use of the logos.
She says last week, people familiar with her brand began reaching out to tell her about the Alberta government's license plate plans.
I talked to my trademark office, and the best case scenario is that we come to an agreement.
Details of Dow's trademark include license plates of metal, so she believes charging a nominal fee is reasonable and has an idea of directing some money to an Alberta charity.
I'm not looking for a battle. I want it to be a win-win.
We've spoken to our lawyers about it. There's no copyright infringement. Let's be clear. This is the Alberta motto. It's on our crest. Alberta strong and free.
While the Service Alberta minister insists there is no issue, this trademark lawyer says it could be argued in court.
You know, even a public body like the provincial government can infringe a private trademark.
However, Robert Nissen says the government could make a number of arguments. The number one, he says, would be saying this is ornamental use instead of trademark use.
You can only buy them from a registry, from essentially agents of the government. And so it's not like you would pick a license plate because it says strong and free.
In that case, he says Dow could argue this depreciates the value of her brand. She hopes it doesn't come to that.
I just believe that, they would do the right thing.
Nicole Weisberg, CTV News, Edmonton.
Finally, Toronto Blue Jays have evened the World Series after a 6-2 win over the LA Dodgers last night.
Hit well to deep left center. And this one will go.
Vladimir Guerrero Jr. hit a 2-run homer off Shohei Ohtani in the third inning to spark the victory. The 6-2 win came less than 24 hours after Toronto's heartbreaking 18-inning loss in that very long Game 3. The Jays now regain home field advantage, ensuring the series will be decided at Rogers Centre. What a time to be a Canadian baseball fan, and also Suzette.
Let's go Blue Jays. Let's go Blue Jays.
If only we had that Casio that you got when you were 6 years old. We could really ramp it up.
Oh my goodness, yeah. Also last night, big night for Vladdy. Because he hit a franchise record with the Blue Jays, the most home runs scored in the postseason.
Well,
incredible.
Yeah. Fun fact, I used to be, in my early days as a reporter, I worked in Montreal, and I used to do a lot of work in the Expos, and I interviewed his dad a couple of times.
No way.
Yes.
That's so cool.
What was Crystal Fact?
Fun Crystal Fact. Really quick, other fun Crystal Fact. One time I did it was opening day at the Expos at the Big O, and I got to have like a private audience with Youppi. Who's the mascot.
Oh, cool.
And the fun thing is, though, that Youppi, of course, is a mascot played by a human being inside the costume. But Youppi would not break like character at all. So I'd be like, okay, we're going to be up in a few minutes, and you'd be like pointing at his watch, and it was like hilarious. It was hilarious.
Amazing.
Great experience.
It was great experience.
Yeah,
Just to be down on the field and everything.
We need to find this video. That's what we need.
We will find that video. Oh my goodness.
In the archives.
Okay, this is also really fun. We told you about a dinosaur footprint found in PEI.
Yeah.
Well, now scientists are learning about a species of dinosaur first found in Western Alberta. Still Canada, though. The Edmontosaurus, imagine where it was found, is a duck-billed dinosaur that lived about 70 million years ago. Scientists have found 2 well-preserved samples of the species, giving hints about what they look like. They believe these dinosaurs had spikes on their tails and hooves on their feet.
I was going to say, the first one might not have been that dinosaur. This is the Edmontosaurus, correct?
Edmontosaurus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Edmontosaurus.
Found near Edmonton.
Fascinating.
I was feeling this one with the sharp teeth, wasn't it?
I'm not sure. I think it is. It's just that they can only guess with dinosaurs how big they were, what they look like.
True.
I went to the dinosaur museum in Alberta. When I was there with my daughter's race a couple years ago. Very interesting.
So cool.
Very cool.
The Royal Tyrrell is
yes.
Yeah.
It is fascinating.
It is fascinating.
It's amazing to imagine how they were here and they walked where we walked. You know, it's mind blowing. It truly is, and I do love it.
I can think of a dinosaur like sitting right there where you are.
Just saying the weather.
Exactly.
That's the next Jurassic Park, right?
Exactly.
Starring Scarlett Johansson. All right, we're going to take another break here on this Wednesday morning. So much more still to come, including a preview of the upcoming gala in Halifax. It's putting a spotlight on farmers and food. Chef Craig Flynn is back and shares a delicious recipe. Those details coming up after Suzette's forecast and national headlines.
Good morning to everyone today in Atlantic, Canada, and a beautiful live look at Peggy's Cove. I don't think I see anyone there this morning. That is a rarity. You know what? There's no fog, so if you were thinking of going for a little walk or a hike this morning, well, there you go. Peggy's Cove looks pretty clear today. Beautiful day out there. A little bit of cloud coverage along the Atlantic coast this morning, but it's going to be nice, pleasant temperatures for this time of year. The weather this morning brought to you by ALC.ca. And now let's take a look at your current temperatures, your daytime highs expected in New Brunswick today. A mix of sun and cloud in Fredericton, 12 degrees, 11 in St. John, 13 in Miramichi, where you will see sunshine, a beautiful day, 12 in Moncton. Light winds in the forecast today as well. Very similar forecast if you are along parts of Prince Edward Island. 12 in Summerside, 12 in Charlottetown. Sunshine in the forecast for you today and light winds here as well. It's going to be really nice. So again, hopefully you can get out, perhaps on the boardwalk, go for a walk and enjoy this nice fall weather this time of year. For Cape Breton Island and parts of mainland Nova Scotia, sunshine in Shetty Camp 14, 12 in Sydney. As we move into mainland Nova Scotia, a little more cloud coverage building up as the day goes on. 13 in Truro, 12 in New Glasgow, 12 in Sheet Harbour, 12 in Canso. Northeasterly winds are at 20 today. And for Halifax and parts of southwestern Nova Scotia, you will see a mix of sun and cloud, 11 in Kentville, 11 in Bridgewater. So we make our way into Digby and Yarmouth, mostly cloudy skies, 12 degrees and winds from the northwest at 20. For Newfoundland and Labrador, 11 in St. John's, beautiful day, sunshine, 11 in Gander, 10 in St. Anthony, a mix of sun and cloud, 9 in Lab City, mostly cloudy skies for you. That's a look at your full forecast for Atlantic Canada this morning. Now we'll check in with Amanda.
Thank you, Suzette. And as Hurricane Melissa moves through Cuba, Jamaica has declared the entire island a disaster area. Melissa made landfall in Jamaica yesterday as a Category 5 storm. That is the strongest storm to hit the island in modern history. The country's prime minister says it will take time to figure out the extent of the damage. He also said there hasn't been any confirmed deaths linked to the storm, but does expect there will be loss of life. At least 3 people died in Jamaica during preparations for Melissa. We'll have the latest on this with CTV's Scott Hurst at 8:30. This morning, Prime Minister Mark Carney is in South Korea as his visit to Asia continues.
There are many opportunities to build on that leadership, particularly bilaterally between our nations. Everything from clean tech through to logistics, food security, energy security.
Prime Minister Carney was in Singapore yesterday, where he pitched Canada as a reliable trading partner for Southeast Asia. U.S. President Donald Trump has also been busy in Asia this week, meeting with Japan's Prime Minister. Both leaders will be in South Korea for the Asian Pacific Economic Summit, and both have bilateral meetings set up with China's President Xi Jinping. This comes after President Trump broke off trade negotiations with Canada. He has said he doesn't want to meet with the Prime Minister. Canada Post says it is laying off dozens of managers as it looks to cut costs during the ongoing contract disputes. In a memo shared with staff, Canada Post says the move is part of its major restructuring efforts to meet the shifting demands of the Postal Service. The company will be heading back to the bargaining table later this week, with the union representing thousands of workers who remain on a national rotating strike. And Amazon is cutting 14,000 corporate jobs as the tech giant plans to ramp up spending on artificial intelligence. The layoffs affect multiple divisions, including Amazon Web Services and Prime Video, though it's not clear what the impact will be on Canada. Amazon has more than 1.5 million full and part-time workers worldwide. A quick break here on Your Morning Atlantic. Please stay with us. We have much more to come right after this break. Stay at 18.
Move Mornings with Aaron and Peter. Weekday mornings on Move 100. The most fun in the morning. And home of the $1,000 minute. Only on Move 100 Halifax.
Welcome back. It's 8:21. Now, the Rooted Gala is Nova Scotia's first celebration of locally produced food and the farmers who make it possible. The event on November 5th at the Halifax Convention Centre takes diners on a culinary journey through 6 courses, each prepared by chefs to shine a spotlight on a locally grown ingredient. The Rooted Gala is more than just a unique and delicious night out. It's an investment in the next generation of stewards of the land, with net proceeds supporting the Nova Scotia 4-H programs. So here to tell us more is Chef Craig Lynn, 4-H senior member and event host MC Katie McNeil, and Rooted Gala chair and past chair of 4-H Canada, David Hobble. Thank you all for coming in this morning.
Thanks for having us.
I am super excited, and good morning to you. So the Rooted Gala is going to be a very special experience. David, describe it for our viewers.
It is, absolutely. It's the first of its kind. We've never had an event like this in Nova Scotia before, and it truly is time that we shine a light on the extraordinary work that our farmers are doing for us every day out there in the fields and in the barns. The farmers are the ones who feed us. So we're really looking forward to celebrating them and taking that very unique culinary journey through Nova Scotia farm country with some very notable Nova Scotia chefs who are preparing some extraordinary food. Happy we have Chef Craig Flynn as part of our culinary team.
Yep, we're glad to have Chef Craig Flynn back. So obviously eggs are part of your repertoire.
Yes.
What course are you involved in?
Well, I'm doing the dessert, and my dessert is sponsored by Egg Farmers of Nova Scotia, and we actually named it kind of funny, a hen in the orchard.
Okay.
So the idea is we're doing a tasting of 3 different desserts, pairing eggs as a base to every dessert with a different orchard fruit.
Okay.
So what this dessert is one of 3, is a plum clafoutis, very classic French dessert. It's extremely simple, but it highlights eggs with a seasonal fruit. So I'm going to very quickly run through. I've got a completed one here. I've got a buttered and sugared dish. You can do this in anything, a flan like this or a pie shell. And I've got about 1/3 cup of sugar with 3 whole eggs and an extra egg yolk. And we're going to basically make an extremely loose pancake batter, which has a few extra eggs for richness. So the end result is kind of like a baked pancake meets a custard.
Oh, bring it on, brother.
It has an incredible flavor. So into this, I'm going to do about a teaspoon of vanilla, a pinch of salt. I've got 3/4 cup of coffee cream and a little bit of milk in here. So a 1.25 cups in total.
Thanks, dairy farmers of Nova Scotia.
Absolutely. And then flour. So this is sifted flour. That goes in. And now this is just a whisk job at this point. And you can see how simple it is. Now these plums were poached in red wine, a bit of cinnamon and sugar. If you have very, very ripe fruit, like really soft, you don't even need to do that step. But I really like this classical step of reducing the red wine and making a glaze for the fruit, which in a moment you'll be able to see. So this is pretty much ready to go.
Okay, I'm going to let you continue to do your thing because I want to bring in Katie. Katie, you're emceeing and hosting this event, and I love that you're telling me you gained the skills and confidence to do that through 4-H. Tell us more.
Yeah, definitely. I'm a proud 4th-generation 4-Her. I've grown up in the program, and I've had so many experiences and opportunities to really hone in my skills and gain those hands-on experiences and public speaking and communication and all those things that are foundational to the 4-H program. And it's really allowed me to be the leader I am today and see myself as a leader in my community and really hone in on those core values of community.
Well, that's fantastic. I know you're in your final year at CTV, helping to go into the health industry. We're really excited that you get to be the MC of this event. Now, David, I don't know if it's just they heard of Katie's MCing, but the tickets are selling like hotcakes for this event.
We are extremely happy, proud and surprised, Crystal. The response from the corporate community, stepping up to buy those corporate tables. Thank you to all of those companies who are so supportive of our 4-H program and our farmers across the province. And the response from the public's been tremendous, too. It is going to be a grand event. It's going to be an event like no other, rich in storytelling, lots of very compelling visuals telling the stories of what's happening in our farms across the province, and shining a light on our young people, who are our future, who are the sustainability of agriculture in the province, and who will grow, as Katie has, to be an extraordinary community leader.
I wanted to ask you, Katie, I grew up on a working farm myself. Your family's beef farming.
Yes, originally.
That's very, very challenging.
Yeah, it can be, but 4-H is so much more than just agriculture. It's about public speaking and skill development and leadership development, so it's much broader than people think. Obviously, our roots and our heart is definitely in agriculture, but it provides so many more opportunities than just that.
It does, and even people in urban areas can participate in 4-H.
100%. It's such an inclusive community. Everyone's welcome. It really shows you that anyone can be a leader, anyone can be a 4-H'er, and it gives you the tools and the space to become that.
Well, I know that being raised on a working farm really made me into the person I am. The hard work does build character and help you appreciate things. We want to appreciate all the farmers in Nova Scotia because you are feeding us. And you're going to feed me now, Craig. I get to taste the clafouti.
I am. So we garnish this. We reduce the red wine and spice and sugar. And you can just do this, just before it goes out, a nice little glaze. If you like to put a little bit of powdered sugar, which is very traditional, as an additional little garnish, that's fine.
Bonjour.
And that is a Nova Scotia poached plum clafouti. So I hope you like it.
I'm going to try it. Oh, yes.
And what's really the eggs as well as the fruit, it really creates this lovely custard kind of consistency, almost halfway between, like I say, a baked, Dutch baby pancake kind of idea and a traditional flan.
Love it, love it, love it. Okay, I'm going to bite this. I'm going to take a big bite because I can't wait to try it. David, let us know how tickets pretty much sold out, eh?
We are very close, Crystal. rootedgala.ca is where you'll get all your information on the event, and you can book those last few tickets.
Well, maybe I'll run and get online. This is great.
Thank you.
This would be good for breakfast.
Absolutely. Cold.
Katie, good luck. Good luck.
Thank you.
You're doing a great job. Thank you so much for coming in. Thank you again for a delicious egg recipe. We put information about the Rooted Gala on our website. Now we're going to go to a 3-day. Oh my gosh, we get it. What's the weather going to be like, Suzette? You got to try this. I know you'd love it.
Oh, I am sure I would. I'll be right over there, Crystal. All right. Today in New Brunswick, a mix of sun and cloud, a high of 11. Sunshine in the forecast for New Brunswick. Tomorrow, a high of 13. That overnight low dips to 8 before rain rolls into the province on Friday. 16 degrees, your daytime high. We are certainly keeping an eye on that for the trick-or-treaters out there on Friday. And Wednesday in Nova Scotia today, a mix of sun and cloud, a high of 12. Beautiful day tomorrow, sunshine, 14. The overnight low, 10. Again, that rain moving in Friday overnight. 17 on Friday for Nova Scotia. Prince Edward Island today, 12, sunshine, a mix of sun and clouds tomorrow, 14. Showers in the forecast for Friday, 15 degrees. And stay with us. We will be right back.
Still to come on the show, it's not too late for some Halloween DIYs. Our partner and DIY contributor, Denise Weil, will show us a few easy ideas for the little ones and keeping them clean. That's coming up here in 15 minutes on Your Morning Atlantic.
Good morning, Atlantic Canada. Thank you so much for spending part of your day with us. Look at that, it's just 30 minutes left.
Doesn't it fly by?
I did it.
Yeah, you did it. You got through. Oh my gosh, I bet
show.
you didn't sleep that well last night. So good on you, Suzette.
But my first 3-hour show. Yeah,
Yeah.
look at that under the belt.
I know, it's really action-packed.
It is action-packed. It flew by.
Please, Chef Craig Flynn left that clafouti behind. So good. It's so good. There's something about the red wine and the plums, like yum, yum, yum. It's perfect for breakfast, but it will be the dessert at the Rooted Gala, which is a week from today.
Amazing. Oh, that'll be really nice.
I don't want to alarm you, but a week from today is November 5th.
November.
That's wild.
Yeah, it is wild. And beginning on Monday, too, you'll start to see us wearing our poppies on air as
That's
well.
right. Thank you for that reminder, yes.
Absolutely. And you know what, though? Even though, November's coming and we know what November can mean snow.
It does.
I hate to say it.
Leaves are
you know what? And speaking of that, my husband's even getting his winter tires put on today.
Did it this week.
That's smart. I have an appointment for next week for the 6th. But you know what? Let's enjoy this beautiful fall weather while we can, ladies, because it's nice today. Daytime highs, low to mid-teens. Beautiful live look at Lunenburg this morning.
and you can see the cloud formations. It's a stunning image today. It looks like a postcard, and Lunenburg is a postcard, of course, as we know, popular area for many, but quiet there on the waterfront this morning. 5 degrees in Halifax right now, 1 in St. John, 0 in Moncton, -3 in Bathurst, but your temperature will climb this morning, 6 in Happy Valley, Goose Bay, and 1 in Corner Brook this morning, 4 in St. John's. It's going to be a lovely day for you as well. A bit of cloud coverage today, as we saw over Lunenburg this morning, but it's nice and light. Winds are light today. You can see just along some coastal communities, there's a bit of a wind gust, bit of wind there over Lunenburg, but don't worry, still nice, still comfortable, and I hope you can spend some time outside today. All right, I have your full forecast coming up shortly, but right now Amanda has your news headlines.
Thank you so much, Suzette. And we continue the weather conversation as Hurricane Melissa moves through Cuba. Jamaica has declared the entire island a disaster area. The storm also damaged 4 hospitals and left 1 without power. For the latest, we bring in CTV's Scott Hurst. Scott, as Hurricane Melissa continues its path through the Caribbean, we know that this storm has rocked Jamaica with its strong, damaging winds and just catastrophic flash flooding. What is the latest you can tell us?
Good morning, Amanda. Catastrophic damage is already being reported, but of course the full scope of the disaster is only now starting to reveal itself as the storm isn't fully over just yet, even though the worst of it is already behind Jamaica, as it has left a trail of destruction in its path as one of the strongest Atlantic hurricanes in history. Infrastructure has collapsed, and some communities in the hardest hit areas could potentially be isolated for days. But of course, these are just initial estimates. As you mentioned, the Prime Minister declaring the whole island a disaster area. Now, Hurricane Melissa made landfall as a Category 5 hurricane right around midday yesterday, and now hundreds of thousands have been left without power. Schools, homes, and hospitals all impacted by the hurricane. Most of the island dealing with downed trees and power lines as the ferocious winds came howling ashore at nearly 300 kilometers per hour. As you mentioned, left at least 4 hospitals damaged, 1 without power, forcing staff to evacuate some patients to safer locations. Now, the government is hoping to reopen some airports as soon as Thursday, but of course, that'll all depend on damage assessments to ensure the quick distribution of emergency relief supplies. Now, in Cuba, hundreds of thousands of people have been evacuated to shelters as it now deals with life-threatening storm surge and flash flooding, causing significant damage, including landslides. Eastern Cuba bearing the brunt of the storm. Amanda, still rocking the island as a Category 3 hurricane.
Oh, wow. And the images just truly unbelievable to look at. With this devastation in the wake of Hurricane Melissa, Scott, what arrangements for aid support are being made?
Yeah, you said it. The images that we're already seeing are incredibly terrifying and heartbreaking to see what's happening to the island of Jamaica, as many communities will be recovering for days, weeks, months, and potentially even years. So, of course, we know the major international organizations like the Red Cross and many others are already positioned on the ground, while disaster response teams elsewhere are gathering food, water, and generators, and, of course, basic necessities to send once conditions improve, of course. Now, also, Royal Caribbean is reportedly promising a ship to help transport aid. But we also know an aid group based here in Toronto, Global Medic, is offering assistance as well, compiling family emergency kits and food kits, which include water purification capabilities, hygiene items, and a solar light, as well as some basic necessities and staple foods. Here's more from the executive director of Global Medic.
We've prepped all the kits so that we're able to respond, come in quick, be agile, be mobile, and then be able to install those units to get people clean drinking water right away. Because let's face it, you can only go a couple of days without clean drinking water. And then we spin up the rest of the teams and come in. And look, if it's a bad storm, we'll offer field hospitals in, we'll offer food programming in. We'll do our best to be there for the people of Jamaica like we have in the past.
So, Amanda, as you might expect, the recovery effort is only now just beginning to get underway. Really, they're still in the assessment period to see how devastating this is. But as you're mentioning, and as we're seeing from the images, the video, the pictures that are initially now coming out of Jamaica, The damage is extensive and it is significantly widespread.
Just a devastating and developing story. CTV's Scott Hurst reporting live for us from our national newsroom in Toronto. Scott, thank you.
Thanks, Amanda.
Now to local news headlines. Former St. John Mayor Ivan Court has died. In a statement last night, the city notes Court was a lifelong St. Johner, educator and public servant. He served 14 years on Common Council, including 4 as mayor from 2008 to 2012. Flags on municipal buildings have been ordered to half-mast in his honor. And in a social media post, St. John Kennebecasis MP Wayne Long writes, in part, his dedication to St. John and his years of service left a lasting impact on our community. My heartfelt condolences go out to his family, friends, and all who were fortunate to know him. A Halifax youth has been charged in connection with a disturbing online network that police say glorifies extreme violence, blackmail, self-harm, and animal abuse.
We believe the youth we arrested had, over time, communicated with hundreds of young people worldwide.
The minor is also facing several child pornography-related charges. Police say there's no evidence to indicate there are any local victims. The youth isn't being treated as a victim at this point either, but police say that investigation continues. Police also warning parents about the dangers of online activity and to be more vigilant of their child's behavior. Finally, the Toronto Blue Jays have evened the World Series after a 6-2 win over the Dodgers last night.
Hit well to deep left center. And this one will go.
That's it. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. hit a 2-run homer off Shohei Ohtani in the 3rd inning to spark the victory. The 6-2 win came less than 24 hours after Toronto's long game with the Dodgers, 18 innings. That was Game 3. Jays now regain home field advantage, ensuring the series will be decided at Rogers Centre. Wow, what a time to be in Toronto, but we know there's also lots of events happening around here.
Good point. That is where you come in, Susan.
That is where I come in right now with a look at our community calendar. Some nice events happening across the region. This is fun and spooky. The Fright Fest takes place tonight until November 1st. Head to Officers Square in Fredericton. Again tonight until November 1st for a bone-chilling good time. All proceeds raised from the event will support the Charlotte Street Arts Center and Fredericton Hospice. You can get your tickets online, freddyfrightfest.com. All right, off to Charlottetown where it's spooky movie night at 7 p.m. There's a screening of The Exorcist. Oh my goodness, at Mark's Lounge. For additional information, head to discovercharlottetown.com. Oh, that's a scary one. And in Halifax, the Music Room Chamber Player Series continues at the Peggy Corcoran Music Room tonight at the library. That's from 7:30 to 9. You can enjoy a fantastic performance featuring local, international performers. And to get your tickets, just get to scotiafestival.com. Lovely evening in the city as well. All right, well, if you have any events happening in your community, we want to know. Your Morning Atlantic at ctv.ca. You can email us and share all the details with us.
All right, and stay with us. Our friend Denise Wild is standing by with some simple DIYs to help take the spookiest day of the year to the next level. Your Morning Atlantic will be right back.
Good morning to everyone tuning in the Liverpool area of Nova Scotia. Look at that, a beautiful day across the region. A bit of cloud coverage, but a nice fall Wednesday in store for us. Yes, as we slowly begin to say goodbye to October and hello to November this weekend. And with that, the time change this weekend too. Hey, don't forget about that. That's an important one as well when we fall back on the time. You can see some cloud coverage on our satellite radar at this hour, bringing some clouds, especially to coastal areas of the region. Let's take a look at what you can expect for your daytime highs in New Brunswick today. Fredericton, a mix of sun and cloud, 12 degrees, 11 in St. John. In northern parts of New Brunswick, sunshine, beautiful. You won't really see much of that cloud coverage. 14 in Campbellton, 13 in Bathurst, 13 in Edmundston, 12 in Moncton today. Light winds. Prince Edward Island, 12 degrees in Summerside and Charlottetown, 11 in Tignish, 12 in Surrey. Sunshine here as well. Light winds in the forecast for the island today. Beautiful day to get out and enjoy some time outside if you're able to. For Cape Breton Island, 14 in Shetty Camp, another nice day. 12 in Sydney and Ignish as we move into mainland Nova Scotia. Mix of sun and cloud, 12 degrees, 13 in Truro, 12 in New Glasgow. Northeasterly winds at 20. For Halifax and parts of southwestern Nova Scotia, a mix of sun and cloud, 12 in Halifax, 11 in Kentville, 11 in Bridgewater, and in Yarmouth, 12 degrees with mostly cloudy skies and a few sunny breaks, northeasterly winds at 20. For Newfoundland and Labrador, 11 in St. John's today, beautiful day, sunshine in the forecast for you, 13 in Corner Brook, 12 in Happy Valley Goose Bay with a mix of sun and cloud, 9 in Lab City with mostly cloudy skies in the forecast. And that is a look at your full forecast for this Wednesday. Now we'll check in with Crystal.
Thank you very much, Suzette. It's 8:45. Now, if you want to take your family's Halloween to the next level, our partner and DIY contributor Denise Wild is here to show us some spectacular must-dos to ensure you have an epic creepy season. Good morning, Denise.
Yes, good morning. Creepy season. I love it. I'm ready to go.
All right, where do we begin?
Let's start off with a really fun, simple project that only requires a ball of yarn, some removable hooks, and some little faux spiders. You're going to create a jumbo spider web in your house, or you can do it outside, maybe on the front door or on your garage door. You're just going to place some hooks strategically across the end of your large space. I have a video to show you this. And then wrap the yarn around. You can use little knots, tie and twist it around, and then you're going to wrap the entire ball around the center, creating a big spider web. This would look great in a white yarn on the backdrop of your garage door. You know, it's just a great, simple way to get creative, very inexpensive project to make, and big impact.
You're doing it like in super speedy time, but how long would it take you to do this in real time?
You know what? That only took me about 20 minutes to do, so it's still a very fast project.
Yeah, and it's like if you don't cut it, you could just unfurl it and use it again next year. I love that.
Exactly, exactly.
All right, what's this exciting get up to the side of you here?
Okay, so this is a little trick-or-treat station that we're going to make to put at the end of your driveway. So you're going to take a box and cover it with, craft paper or some type of bright wrapping paper. Add some googly eyes, put on some pom-poms, whatever you'd like to dress it up. Basically, we're making a little monster to set up a trick-or-treat station at the end of your driveway, because we know lots of people love Halloween. Mars Canada did a spectacular trend report, found that 2 in 3 Canadians plan on getting in on this year's festivities, but we also know that trick-or-treating can pose barriers for those with disabilities or even pets. So this is just a great way to make Halloween more inclusive. The monster can sit at the end of the driveway along with your basket of Mars favorites. So it's great for trick-or-treaters facing mobility barriers, and it reduces doorbell ringing. So if you have a skittish pet at home, your furry friend will have a more positive experience. It's just about making Halloween more inclusive for all of your neighbors.
Yeah, and you have Mars and Twix, so you're going to be a very busy, popular spot to pick up some extras.
Yeah, exactly. It's true.
All right, fantastic. I understand you've got a little trick to clean things up, because it can be a sticky day, Halloween.
It's so true. This is a great product for cleanups, especially with Halloween. We've got sticky fingers, sticky faces, and this is great news for parents because these popular wipes just got a major upgrade. Water wipes are now 2 times stronger, noticeably thicker, while still being gentle on the skin, even more soft on the skin. And they still have the same simple 2-ingredient formula, which is 99.9% water, plus a drop of fruit extract. So these are perfect for having on the go for Halloween when you've got sticky fingers. My son had the face paint on his fingers and I had to clean up his face. They're made in Ireland, perfect for sensitive skin, and maybe you've got diaper changes on the go. I'm a parent, so I have these handy year-round.
Those are great, and I love that they are gentle enough for the baby skin, especially the face.
Exactly.
Good to know.
Exactly.
All right, we have the mini monster mansion. I need to see what this is all about.
Okay, so this is just a milk carton that I've upcycled to make a little monster house, or like a haunted house. Just spray paint, a milk carton of any size. Then you can use some construction paper, some googly eyes, some markers to dress it up. I used like wax-based markers so that it will show up on the paint. But another fun project, this is great for your decor inside or just a great DIY that the kids will love doing.
Yeah, it looks like so much fun together. So, okay, we have a second here. Those are, they're spray painted with black. Did you take them outside and do that? Just because that's something that's not easy.
It's true. And you know what? Because of the temperature, it's a little bit cold to do outside. So I actually did it in my garage. I popped the garage door open a little bit and then laid out some papers and did it in the garage.
Perfect.
It just needs extra time now that it's cold out.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. This happened to my dad one time, but he was spray painting something just as you did, and then he lost control of the can, and it was still spraying for some reason, and it went round and round and round and round before it landed, and everything was covered in black paint. So just
oh my goodness,
put down a tarp before you do it.
Yes.
Amazing.
Get extra prepared. That is a great tip for DIYers. Yes.
These are great ideas as per usual. You showed your son there. Is he actually going to go as Spider-Man, or is there a bit of a different theme? Okay.
You know, I've tried to get him to go into something more cutesy, more furry, more round, and no, he's been insisting on Spider-Man for about a month and a half. So this is what's happening on Friday.
Well, he's very much on trend because there was a report that came out that Spider-Man is the most popular costume for adults and children. So he's, you know, it's the time.
He'll fit right in, yes. I just have to make sure to maybe put like a glow-in-the-dark headband on him so
Smart.
I don't lose him amongst all the Spider-Mans.
Well, kudos to you for having the Mars and Twix boxes open ahead of Halloween, because I don't think my family could control themselves.
I'll be honest, and this was a lot more full a few days ago.
All right. Denise, you've done it again. Thank you so much.
Happy Halloween, everyone.
That was our partner and DIY contributor, Denise Wild. Some great family fun you can do this Halloween. We'll take a break and come back to wrap up our show right after this.
The #1 morning show in Halifax. Turk, Megan, and Amateur Alex. And home to the biggest artists. Halifax's #1 hit music station. 101.3 Virgin Radio.
Welcome back. To finish the show, we're going to keep the Halloween conversation going. That was the focus of our Move Morning Chat throughout the day. We were talking about what is a Halloween treat like you did not like getting when you went trick-or-treating as a kid. Here's what you had to say. We began with Millie from Fredericton. No question in my mind, molasses kisses.
Oh, yeah.
Yuck. Those are those orange wrappers, usually with a witch on them.
I know, you don't eat them, but you're happy they're there. You know, they're very Halloween-y, yes.
Okay, Monica feels the same way. Halloween treats I don't want to get were candy corn or Halloween kisses, also similar to that, too. And guess what? The trend keeps going. William says, I never liked the candy corn and always dreaded the candy kisses. Yuck.
I love that yuck was actually used.
I know, like twice yuck was used.
Yeah.
Jackson from DeBert says, I hated getting fruit in my stash of candy. Just let me enjoy my candy in peace.
Oh, yeah, and then the parents have to throw the fruit out because there could be a razor blade in it. Like, just no.
Yeah, no, bad idea.
Exactly, and that goes on to the next one, right? Kim from Dartmouth says, I hated getting real apples or homemade treats. Half the time you didn't know what was in either of them.
Good point, but if it's candy corn, I would have taken my chances. I do love a good caramel corn.
I am shocked people would give stuff, you know, like homemade, right?
Yeah, my mom would always make popcorn balls when I was a little kid, which is a ton of work on her part, but she would always put a little note like, this came from the Garrett family.
Yes, I knew a woman that did that back home too. Smart.
Yeah.
Very smart,
yeah. And then you know at that point, it came from the Garrett family, you could know, oh, well, then it's an instant toss. It came from the Garrett house. I want to just quickly mention, when I was a little kid, there was a lady who, she was very, very old at the time, and she lived in a house that's now in a Pioneer Village. So it's very old. Anyway, she'd come to the door, and she'd give us each 2 of those wafer cookies out of the package, not wrapped, but like open up the package, just like use her fingers on the cookie itself and throw them in her trick-or-treat bag. Then, with the other hand, a handful of pennies that she'd throw in her trick-or-treat bag. So, oh, yeah. So, like, not only did we not eat those things, or yes, we could use the pennies, but they put crumbs all over all your other candy.
And pennies, they go through many hands.
Exactly.
Or at least they used to.
Exactly. So, yeah. So, that's not the best.
Is this the Ontario?
Was this in Ontario? This was in Ontario.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. Fun fact, actually, my brother-in-law got married at that Pioneer Village where the house is, and we all got our picture taken in front of it.
Oh, that's
cute. That story is legendary. Yeah.
Full circle moment. Oh my gosh. Well, Suzette, thank you so much for getting up early and joining us for 3 hours.
With us. Yeah.
We'll be back tomorrow morning, bright and early at 6 a.m. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.